you gotta love Titan football. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Lee Summit West High School presents Titan Football.
Time to go to work! Move it, move it, move it! Get off the ground! Come on, Titans, hit somebody! Woo! You gotta love Titan football.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to Titan Stadium here at Lee Summit West. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm as the Lee Summit West Titans at 2-1 on the young season, taking on the Rockbridge Bruins from Columbia, who come in 0-3. But I tell you what, if there was ever a definition of a trap game, this is the one.
This is the one. I tell you what, Columbia Rockbridge, they started off week one with Rockhurst, and then and again gave them a good battle. And then last week or 2 weeks ago, they played DeSmet out of St. Louis, and DeSmet just destroyed them.
But DeSmet is a terrific team. So is Rockhurst.
Yes, and then of course they see Columbia Battle.
They gave them a battle.
And it was 21-14.
Yeah, and
so,
Battle's got a good team this year as well. So, this is one of the better 0-3 teams you're ever going to see. And so, like I said, if you're, you've been in this situation as a head coach, obviously, with a bunch of high school kids that see a team that's coming in and they know the record of the team coming in. It's one of those things where it would be real easy to look right past them.
Well, that's one thing that Coach Carswell is going to make sure that doesn't happen. And again, I'm sure he's talked it about don't look at the 0-3, look at their competition they've played. They played great competition, and expect a battle.
Yeah. No pun intended.
No.
And that's one of the things. Who do we travel to Staley next week? Is that our? Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing, is that's something that coaches always talk about, taking games one game at a time and never looking ahead in the schedule. But that kids are going to be thinking about that.
Oh, they are. But again, the focus I think tonight is Columbia Rockbridge, and I'm sure Coach Carswell and his staff are getting those kids ready for this.
The other potential focus that could be a problem tonight is the weather. I came here from the west part of the state, well into Kansas, in fact, and there was some pretty ominous-looking clouds when I left. Now, I went a lot quicker than the clouds did, but they're on the way.
Right.
And, of course, with this team being from Columbia that's here, they're going to want to get this game over before the night is over. They're not going to send them back to Columbia and then bring them back to finish the game.
No, that definitely will not happen. They're going to make sure they'll stay here for as long as they need to get this thing taken care of.
Did you bring a book?
I brought my phone.
That's the wonders of web streaming. The nice thing is, unlike when we were in North Kansas City that one year, where we had the 2.5-hour rain delay.
Before we decided to...
Well, yeah, and it was one of those things where it was every 27 minutes there'd be a lightning strike, and they'd reset the clock again. So we never seemed to know. But we were on real radio at that point, so we had to stay on the whole time.
Exactly.
Here, we can just stop streaming. I like that idea. Although, I don't know, 810 never tells us when we're actually on the air there. So if they do tonight and it turns out to be a rain delay, hopefully they'll let us know. Got our phones ready to go. All right, so obviously we had a chance to talk with Coach Carswell tonight before today's game. I talked with him about 45 minutes ago. So let's get to our coach's conversation and see his perspective on tonight's game right now here on Titan Football. It's the Coach's Conversation. Joel Becker talking with Lee Summit West head coach Vinny Carswell as we are back home this week against Columbia Rockbridge. Now, this is a team that comes in with not a very good record, but having played some very tough opponents. Would you consider this to be kind of a trap game?
Joel, they're a very good team. You know, they lost to Rockhurst by 2. DeSmet, you know, is kind of a CBC number 2 in St. Louis. They have good athletes, and then, you know, they lost to Battle, who's very good this year. So they played tough opponents, and they've got athletes. They're good. So it's we've got to be ready to go.
Absolutely. It's now the weather could be an issue for tonight. We're not really sure what's going to happen as far as, you know, there's definitely going to be some wind around, and we could end up with some weather situations. Does that affect anything as far as the game plan is concerned?
Well, you know, as a coach, you always want to say no. It doesn't impact anything. It's football. You got to play, but sure it does. I mean, the wind right now is blowing out of the south pretty good. That's going to be a factor. You know, wet balls kind of result in turnovers, and that's something that we'll talk about when we go in before the game, is making sure we take care of the ball, and you know, defensively we want to try to create turnovers if that ball's slick.
Well, and, you know, the last couple of weeks, obviously from the first week, we saw Taylor Wilson become a big impact player, and then we've even seen, you know, further development in the running game that may come into play today.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, Taylor started off a little slow against Park Hill, but he's progressed each game after that. You know, it's Fort Osage, he picked it up, and then Blue Springs South, he really turned on the Jets. I think he had 165 yards or so, and really looked fast and agile and did a great job.
Now, offensively, every week it seems like we're finding new and more targets and potential weapons.
Yeah, so Columbia Rockbridge has several. They've got a couple D1 athletes that are committed to Mizzou, one of them being a fullback and a receiver. They target him number 8, who is he's a big kid and powerful. So that's somebody we got to watch. And their quarterback number 7 can run, and he's got a great arm. He's mobile in the pocket, and they've thrown the ball quite a bit. They're more pass than they are run.
Well, and unfortunately, the Titans defense came up huge against the run last week. Blue Springs South couldn't really get anything done.
Yeah, depending on the statistics you look at, they had anywhere from 1 to 9 yards total rushing. So we were very proud of our front and the way we attacked the line of scrimmage. We got to do the same tonight. They've got a running back by committee situation at Columbia Rockbridge. They got 3 really good backs that they rotate in and out. And their line's big. One of their D1 kids is an offensive tackle, number 56. We're going to have to really make sure that we take care of the zone and the stretch. That's what they like to run.
I've been saying both of the last 2 weeks, our front 7 on the defensive side really controlled the game.
Well, yeah, we've got some kids that have some experience there, and our linebackers have really showed up this year, and that's in all of our games. Carson Peck is playing really well, and then our sophomore Wyatt Ramsey is very fast and physical, and he's been a big playmaker for us.
So what's the keys tonight?
Well, pending weather, obviously taking care of the ball is going to be a big factor. We want to win the turnover battle, of course. I think direction of the wind and taking advantage of that in the kicking game and passing game is going to be a key factor for both teams. We got off to a slow start last week. We don't want to do that today. This is a dangerous team. We want to start fast and finish.
Maybe having another home game like the first one would work out.
Yeah, we would enjoy that.
That would be good. Now, it's funny because you mentioned the wind being a factor. This may be one of those weeks where it's really a kind of a good question what to do when you win that toss, because, deferring is nice. It gives you the call of the wind in the first half, but it gives them the call of the wind in the second half. So it's kind of a chance you're taking either way.
It is, and that's something we're 45 minutes out. We'll, of course, look at radar. We'll look at wind factors out here, kind of make a decision on that then.
All right, any injuries?
No, we're clean. We're good.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Joel.
All right, that's Coach Vinny Careswell. I'm Joel Becker, and we'll be back with more coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com. Thought we were going to
high school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Welcome back live out at Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Boehm, and it is Lee Summit West and Columbia Rockbridge. Teams out at the middle of the field for the coin toss. What would you do, Coach, if you got if you won the toss here? Because again, like I said, if you defer, you're taking the win, but you're taking it in the first half. So if you were to just take the ball, then you'd be getting the choice of wind in the second half.
I'd say choice of the win in the second half, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, they won the toss anyway. Rockbridge won the toss, and they deferred and decided to take the wind in the second half. So the Titans will get the ball when we come back. So we'll see whether or not the Titans can get off to that quick start that Coach Carswell was hoping for. Opening kickoff coming up after this. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Today is a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to have this opportunity to come together as a team. Everyone knows KC is on the rise, but what they don't know is we're just getting started. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
Like it has blown way north of us.
Up in Nebraska now, it looks like.
And so I would agree with their forecast that I think there's a pretty good chance. You never know because a new storm could develop closer to us.
Joel, there's a good plus though.
Yeah,
we have a 15-minute half.
Well, and we also do have some pretty good wind, and that is something to think about. Opening kickoff is on the way, and we're underway here, and it is taken by the Titans at the goal line, up across the 20, 25, 30. This could go a long way across the 35, 45, 50, 30, 25, all the way to the house. Touchdown, Titans. Brock Coble with a 99-yard run on the opening kickoff. And the Titans, well, you know what? Coach Carswell wanted a quick start. Guess what?
Quick start.
Maybe they shouldn't have deferred. Basically was untouched. I mean, I don't remember anybody even laying a finger on him the whole time. So we have played, it took him 14 seconds to run from one side of the field to the other. In case you ever wondered what he does in the 100-yard dash. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. So Stewart puts the extra point through, and 14 seconds in, 11:46 to go first quarter. The Titans on top 7-0. Back with the kickoff after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and KC Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. KC Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at KC Cryo in Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
And taking it coast to coast without anybody touching him. Great blocking, obviously.
It was great blocking.
And the Titans with an early 7-0 lead on the opening kickoff. Cole Stewart has the ball teed up a little to the left of center on the 40-yard line. And he'll send a line drive kick, and it will be fielded on a bounce at about the 3. Breaking one tackle, getting up to the 15 is Trey Manuel. And that is where the Rockbridge Bruins will set up 1st and 10. So a good coverage. They gave him to the 16. So I tell you what, you couldn't have written a better script for the Titans.
No, not at all. Great fast start right there.
Grant Hajicek quarterbacking for the Bruins. Tall quarterback from a shotgun, has one man in the backfield with him. That is Bryce Jackson. And it is going to be Hajicek himself going to the right side and only picking up about 2 or 3. I tell you what, it does not look like the Bruins watched a lot of Titan tape, because the last 2 weeks, nobody's been able to get a whole lot of good running going. It's interesting that they would start off with just a straight quarterback sweep.
Coach Carswell said in the pregame that quarterback likes to run the football.
Yeah, well, he was right. He may have watched a little bit of tape here and there. Second down, let's call it 8. And Hajicek this time on the RPO gives the ball. Not much up the middle. Again, that was Bryce Jackson on the run. He was able to pick up maybe a yard up to the 19.
Bryce Jackson on the run.
And it'll set up a 3rd down and 7 from there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's humid up here. Whew.
And a little warm. But you got to like the lit yard markers out there.
Yeah, you sure do.
3rd and 7. We have a player down for the Bruins. That's the delay. Will Bauer, their center, is being attended to. That'll give us a chance to talk a little bit about the starters for the Titans and for these Bruins. Up front, I mentioned that Bauer is their center. They also have Jeremiah Nathan, Luke Simon, Drew Nichols, and Jake Logan Redding on their front line. Grant Hajicek, as I mentioned, the quarterback. We're seeing more of Bryce Jackson, the junior, 5'7", 185, who also plays some, well, he plays mostly running back, a little bit of linebacker in a pinch. And then Spencer Nivens, Mooney, Bowers, and Venata tend to be out in the pass patterns along with Will Norris.
Was that a timeout or was that an injury?
No, it was injury.
So they let the kids go to the sidelines.
Yeah. So they get things going again. It'll be 3rd and 7 here. We may see our first pass. Titans show blitz. Here they come. Get in the face of the quarterback, who throws incomplete. He was hurried on that throw. It was as it was intended for Brett Mooney. But he was hurried as a pretty good blitz coming there from the Titans.
Great pressure on both sides.
So a 3 and out. And again, like I said, you couldn't have written the script any better for the Titans. Opening kickoff return for a touchdown for 99 yards, and then a 3 and out on defense. And so they will go back into punting formation. Sean Hamilton standing back at his own 5-yard line. He kicks it, and it'll be taken by Wilson at the 40. There's a flag down. He's got a pretty good run back down the far sideline, and unfortunately this one's coming back. He stepped out of bounds at about the 28, and it really doesn't matter. There's a flag back at the 41, almost where he originally caught the ball. And there's going to be an illegal block called back there, and the Titans will start from their own 31 or so. We'll wait on the call for sure. Justin Gregg is our referee tonight. Having a chat there. The umpire, Johnny Yackel. Linesman, Cody Byers. Robert Palacios, the line judge. Wes Minder, the back judge. There is also another injury timeout going on here, as another Bruin along the far sideline is down and being attended to. I cannot identify him at this moment. Looks like they're pulling him up. And
Number 9?
Yep, it is. And that is David Geisbergs, who is one of their, he's basically their hawk, you know, the guy on the end of the line. So now we're going to get the indication on the penalty and assessment thereof, as it is illegal blocking against the Titans during the run back. That'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 40, so the Titans will start from their own 30. And we'll get to see Sammy Cooper and company and how they will deal with what looks like to be a wind in their face here in this first quarter. It is kind of interesting that, the coach said that he wanted to get a fast start, and even though he had the choice on the wind, he chose to take the wind in his face in the first quarter.
There you go.
So, looks like Miles Cheatham is in to replace Geisbergs, and Cooper throws. It is caught. Gabbert, and he makes the catch up around the 40 to the 41. Good for a first down. I'm sorry, that was A.J. Russo. No, I was right. It was Baggett who made the catch. Colby Baggett with the catch up at the 41. First and 10 on an 11-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage for the Titans today. We've only played a minute and 42 seconds so far. Titans already up 7-0. Throw over the middle. It is caught by Cardell. Makes the catch. It was a tough one. Was hit immediately, but dragged Vanatta for about another 5 yards down to the Rockbridge 41. It'll be first and 10 Titans.
Great height.
That was one of those RPOs.
Yeah, did a great job getting up and getting it.
Cooper held out the ball for Taylor Wilson and then pulled it back at the last second and found Cardell over the middle. Used his height on the throw, but it still makes that a tough catch. First and 10 Titans, couple of pass plays to start. Back to throw again goes Cooper. He'll air one out down the far or near sideline. That was intended for Russo and incomplete.
Incomplete pass intended for number 14, A.J. Russo.
Pretty good coverage over there on the play. As stride for stride was Marquise McCaster, who also plays some wide receiver for this Bruins team. They have a lot of players that play both ways. This Bruins team does not have a huge bench.
No, they don't. That's the one thing I noticed when I walked up here.
I mean, it's not horrible. It's not like, 20 people or something, but it's certainly nothing compared to the 100 and whatever we've got. Wilson up the middle on the second down play. Will carry it to the 35. Set up a third down about 4 from there. Actually, let's call it 3rd and 3. They gave him to the 34. They need to get to the 31.
Offensive line did a good job right there opening up the holes for Wilson.
Titans pretty much are having their way so far in this game. It's funny because I talk about it being a trap game, but at least so far anyway, this looks like a 2-1 team playing an 0-3 team. But things can change. Man in motion. And the give is to Wilson, looking for the right side. He's got a hole. He'll get a first down. Forced out of bounds around the 25. Needed to get to the 31. Got 6 more.
Number 2, Taylor
and
Wilson.
Moves the chains. First and 10 Titans.
Moving the ball very easily tonight.
That's another Titan.
So far.
First down.
And to be honest, without the penalty on the punt, they've moved the ball extremely well on kicks as well. Cooper from the shotgun, Twins on the left. He looks that direction. He'll throw that direction. It is caught. And once again, Baggett gets across the 25 down to about the 23 or 22. Pick up a 3, 2nd and 7.
Tackled by number 13, J.R. Wells. Correction, Jackson McFadden.
Clock is moving. 8:13 left to go in the first quarter. Titans up 7-0 on an opening kickoff, 99-yard touchdown kickoff return. And this time it is going to be an option. Toss to Wilson. He dropped the football. It is loose, picked up by the Bruins. Coming down the near sideline and staying in bounds. And Cooper finally pushes out of bounds Logan Redding. And the first big break of the game goes to the Bruins. Just a bad toss.
Redding, big old D lineman, 6'5", 245.
Yeah, ran pretty good down that side.
Really good.
What he really did a good job of managing to stay in bounds after he did get hit. And also actually did a good job of picking up the bouncing ball, too, for that matter, because he picked it up clean.
And then he stopped.
Yeah, I know. I think when he first picked it up, he didn't think he was allowed to advance it. But he was and did. And so the Titans, after moving the ball down the field, give it up via the turnover. And we'll see if their defense can step up. Obviously, the best field position of the game so far for the Bruins. Their second offensive possession starting at the Titan 34. Hajicek. Jackson to his left. He'll get the call going to the right side. Hit and swarmed under as he gets to the line. Pickup of maybe a yard.
Number 6, Miles Cheatham on the run. Tackled by Vinny Titans.
That was Bryce Jackson on the run. Gained a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Under 7.5 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Titans off the fumbled option toss. Again, it's Jackson in the backfield. Back to throw. Hajicek throws near side, and it is incomplete. That one was intended for Cheatham. Or maybe Nivens. Kind of hard to tell. There were 2 in the area.
Yeah, there was 2.
And it'll be 3rd and 9. Last time we had a 3rd and long, the Titans came with some pretty good pressure and got in the face of Grant Hajicek. They may be in 4-down territory where they are right now, already trailing 7-0, an 0-3 team, and in a position where it would be about a 51-yard field goal from here, and there's not much point of punting at the 34-yard line or whatever. So we'll see what they do.
You're right with 4th down.
From the pistol, man comes in motion is Cheatham. And they'll toss it that way, incomplete. And again, as Cam Carswell came on the blitz, Hajicek was hit as he threw and threw it short, but he was rushed. Probably a lot to do with why there was an incompletion. And it does set up the 4th down. And I would even say that play was designed with 4th down in mind. Now, unfortunately for the Bruins, it didn't get them anything, so it makes this 4th down even harder. But I think that's what they were trying to do, was pick up some yardage. And now I think we're going to get a Lee Summit timeout. No, it's Rockbridge. Rockbridge calls it. 7:07 left to go here in the first quarter. So, defensively, the Titans have done pretty much what they wanted.
Yeah.
And offensively, with the exception of the turnover, they have moved the ball well.
Oh, they have. Defense is playing very well.
As a courtesy to all fans, there is no standing in front of the bleachers along the fence.
I wonder if, this is game 4, so do they do the water break in this game or not?
I don't think so. I think it's over.
Yeah. I would like to recognize our first responders.
I just hope we don't have a water break, caused by Mother Nature.
The father of Kara Stoll. He's been a police officer for 35 years.
So, Bruins talk it over, decide what they're going to do here on 4th and 9. They've got three wide receivers out on the right side, one on the left. The one on the left is Nivens, Jackson in the backfield, and they're going to do a pooch kick, quick kick. And the Titans were actually ready for it, and it was fielded by the strong safety, Grace, who comes up the near sideline and gets out to about the 19-yard line. I don't know if you could say they were ready for the push punch as much as he was just playing center field there.
He was just playing center field, and I think that was designed by Vinny and his defense.
But it worked out pretty well. They now marked him down at the 17, and they are going to do a water break, it looks like. I think it is the first 4 games. I mean, this is still a September game, obviously.
We'd like to take a moment to give another shout-out.
So this would, I'm assuming, be the water break.
William Valentine from Lee Summit, Missouri.
Maybe it's the officials that needed the water break. You notice they're getting water.
That's true.
Currently working.
Well, at least they don't have to work up here. Then they'd need more water. We're dehydrated.
William helps to prevent injuries, give emergency care.
So the Titans, the good news is their defense comes up and stops the turnover points, the points off turnover possibility. Now we'll see if the offense can pick up where they left off and hopefully not turn the ball over again.
Right. Let's stay away from the option.
Or keep practicing it until we get better at it.
That's true.
There you go. It was a play that was going to work, actually. He had a lot of running room.
We had him outnumbered out there.
Mm-hmm. there was a combination of not an especially good toss, and then Wilson wasn't able to get it either. So 1st and 10 Titans from their own 17. Cooper on the RPO will toss it, and he's got McAtee on the left side. He'll make the first down and more up across the 30 to near the 35. Looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. Moves the chains, a 19-yard gain on 1st and 10. And that run-pass option really is working out well for the Titans so far.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I get distracted. One of the Columbia Rockridge coaches came out onto the field and grabbed one of his players.
Boy, I didn't think you were allowed to do that.
I didn't think so either.
Wilson on the run. Boy, he was pulled down. It looked like possibly on the with a horse collar or something. Didn't it look like they grabbed him by the...
But it looked like it was hidden so well.
Yeah. It'll be a pickup of 5, though. Maybe a good 5. So 2nd and a short 5 or a long 4. With the ball at the 41-yard line, they need to get to the 45. Titans with a little pace. Get up to the line quick. And Cooper with a trio of receivers on the left side looking that direction. Now he'll air it out down the middle.
Interference.
And incomplete. Russo, the intended target. There was definitely contact. And it looks like the official is reaching for his flag.
He might have dropped something. We don't see it.
I believe he's certainly talking to the referee, Justin Gregg. And there is going to be a defensive holding call, which I think is the right call, though I think you can still call that interference because the ball was in the air.
Right.
But either way, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty and a first down for the Titans. The only real difference in high school between a defensive holding and a defensive pass interference is 5 yards.
That's it.
So 1st and 10 into Bruin territory for the 2nd time in 2 tries. From the 49, the give to Wilson on the left side, trying to get around the corner. He does. Boy, a big burst of speed.
Nice speed.
Pulled out of bounds as he got inside the 30 or right at the 30. Taylor Wilson with a nice run. It was good block by Donahoe, coming along with it. He was just stringing out. Right.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I think that Wilson really surprised the defense with that. He just went into a whole other gear.
And Cardell out there blocking in front of him too.
Now here's Wilson trying the right side. Nowhere to go this time. He'll be stopped for no gain.
Bunch of offensive linemen standing around there.
That was one of those times where it looked like having the extra pace did not help the Titans.
Tackled by number 56, Jalen Logan Redding.
Clock is running with 5:40 left to go here in the first half. Titans on top 7-0. Took the opening kickoff, 99 yards for a touchdown. Then fumbled on their first possession. This is their second, driving here in Rockbridge territory. Wide receiver screen, which is technically a running back, Surratt, who makes the catch, and he'll gain about 9 up to the 21.
Now, you're not going to give him 100 yards because his feet were on the goal line, but the ball wasn't past it.
But by definition, it actually has to be 99 yards because in high school, if it is, even with 100 yards, then it's automatically a touchback. So by definition, the most you can get on a kickoff is 99 yards.
You're so damn smart.
Good at math. 3rd down and short. Surratt with the run. Tries the right side. He'll get a first down and more. Found a hole. It's a good try at a tackle there by Nate Norris, a relatively small sophomore playing a defensive back or safety position. But I tell you what, Surratt just dragged him along. I don't think he would have got the first down anyway.
I think so.
But still picked up probably another 5-6 yards on the play. Inside the red zone, 1st and 10 Titans inside the 15. Pistol formation with twins on either side. And on play action, Cooper's going to keep it. Didn't see what he liked. That was intended to be a pass play. And he just didn't see the wide receiver open on the right side, and so he just went up the middle on a quarterback draw, picked up about a yard, and it'll set up a 2nd down. We talked about this last week, that Sammy Cooper has just, got leaps and bounds every week with the decision making.
He has. He's really, Sterling's done a really good job with him. Rocky's done a really good job with him.
So they come out another pistol, this time with Surratt to his left and Wilson behind him. Twins on the left, one on the right is Cardell. I'm sorry, he's on the left. Give to Surratt up the middle, and again breaking a tackle and forcing his way across the 10 to about the 9. It'll be a pickup of 4 and set up a third down. We'll call it 3rd and 6, short 5. They get up to the line quickly, quick snap, and it's a toss to Wilson right side. He's trying to get around the end, and he is forced out of bounds short of a first down. They're going to mark him down at about the 6 or 7, and he will be maybe 2 yards shy of a first down. Looks like the Titans are ready to go. I got to tell you, with about 2 yards to get, the Titans probably not too worried about a stop here. Although you hate to see him come away with the drive with no points.
Right.
They may try and see if they can draw him off sides. You never know. Play clock down at 14 as they come out of the huddle. H back to the right, empty backfield for Cooper. Now a man in motion is Wilson. He'll move back into the pistol. 5-4. They do snap the ball, and it is a give to Wilson, trying to get to the first down marker. I'm not so sure he made it. In fact, I'm pretty sure he did not.
Nope.
They're going to mark him right at the 5, and he needed to get just inside the 5.
Taylor Wilson.
That was, I tell you what, we just complimented Sammy Cooper and his playmaking and decision-making abilities. I'm not sure that was the right one there.
Well, you know what? It's hard to say. It's hard to say if Sammy had the option there.
Well, I was just going to say it was definitely an RPO, but at the same time, I would even question the call in the first place. I think that in that situation, it seemed like they were rushing to get the playoff. I would have just called timeout.
Well, or I would have got the ball outside.
Yeah, or at least give him get Sammy moving and give him the option to either throw the ball, run it, or whatever. Now, the good news is the Bruins are on their own 5-yard lines, and the Titans defense I don't believe, even allowed a first down yet.
I don't think they have yet.
Hajicek in his end zone, fields it, gives it to Jackson, who gets nothing, maybe a yard up the middle. Bryce Jackson on the carry. They'll give him a yard out to the 6, but it'll be 2nd and long from there.
Play by number 26, Bryce Jackson. Tackled by number 92, Wesley Basil.
Again, the front 7 of the Titans have been just doing a phenomenal job tonight of controlling the line of scrimmage.
And Vinny's done a great job of bringing stunts.
And pressure when needed as well. I think Cam Carswell may have just stepped himself across the line of scrimmage. And looks like it is going to. There was movement apparently. A false start against the Rockbridge Bruins. That'll cost them 3 yards, half the distance to the goal, and set up a 2nd down at about 11. Clock stop with 2:37 to go. They'll get it started again as they put the play in motion. From his end zone, Hajicek throws right side, down the far sideline, incomplete. There's a flag down. I don't know how you can call a flag.
I didn't see that one. He was running side by side with him.
Glasgow was over there on the coverage, but I mean, first of all, the person who called it, and they are calling pass interference.
Flag on the play.
I mean, what did you blow on him? I mean, this is one of those times that I really wish we had the replay to look at, because I think if you saw the replay, you would see how I don't generally question calls like that.
I'd question that one.
But that one was just, I mean, a phantom call. Yeah. That's the one that if this were the NFL, they would actually challenge the play. I mean, there was barely any contact at all, and it certainly was not interfering with his route. A big break for the Bruins, though, because that would have set up a 3rd down and 11. Backs them out of their own end zone. 1st and 10. Now they have movement again. By the way, I should mention that Will Bauer, their center, is back in after being injured earlier, although he was the one who moved a little bit, so maybe doesn't want to get called out.
Flag on the play. False start, Rockbridge.
Are they going to call a timeout? Because the whole team is over to the sideline. I guess they must be. The clock is stopped with 2:29, and it is going to be a timeout by Rockbridge.
Timeout, Rockbridge. We would like to recognize this first Noah Beach.
What are your impressions so far, Coach?
I'll tell you what, I think you said it right. The defense has been playing very well. Offense has been moving the ball, but haven't been able to capitalize it once they get into the red zone.
Give a hand for Noah
Now,
Beach.
You know, I tossed you a total softball there, and you just took a whiff at it. I don't do impressions, Joel. That's the proper response.
But also, do you leave 3 points out there on the field?
Yeah, that's the big question there. I don't know. I don't question their feeling that they could get 2 yards. I do question, as the give is to Jackson on the long play, trying to get around the outside. He does string it around a little bit, but again, they're able to stop him before he gets the 5 yards back.
26, Bryce Jackson.
Maybe a gain of 3 or 4. It'll set up a second down and 11.
Tackle made by number.
I mean, I'm with you that it would have been, a 10-0 score looks a lot better than a 7-0 score. Because you never know. I mean, one missed assignment and they can tie this game up.
And I bet he takes the points next time.
Probably. It was still early. They do have the wind in their face, and that could be an issue. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Shotgun formation. Hadjisek on the play action.
Oh.
He'll throw, and is it caught? I don't know. Boy, Cam Carswell, big hit in the backfield. They do give him the catch, but really not much of a gain on the play.
Number 3, Trey Manuel.
It'll be maybe a foot or so and set up a 3rd and 11. And again, the Titans doing a good job of rushing Hadjisek. He is not, I don't think, made almost any passes when he wanted to.
He's been rushed.
Which makes you wonder if they're going to make adjustments in terms of either getting him out of the pocket or calling quick hitters or whatever. 3rd down is long. And long, I should say. The Titans showing blitz again. As Peck is ready to go up the middle. Now he'll back off. Carswell comes in. They throw down the sideline. It is caught. Great catch over the shoulder by Nivens. And up near midfield. Longest play from scrimmage easily by the Bruins. 1st and 10 from right of the midfield stripe.
Nico Cole.
Tell you what, that was good coverage. Just a perfect throw by Hadjisek. And this was the one time that they managed to give him the time he needed to throw that ball. We're down to 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Hadjisek from the shotgun, Jackson to his left. He'll get the call with the blocker in front of him, and he's hit and tackled shy of the line of scrimmage back at their own 49.
Well, I tell you what, that center's, his snaps are very high. Luckily, quarterback 6'4".
Maybe that's why they're high.
But hell, he's having to jump a little bit.
Cam Carswell.
But again, good job by that front four, controlling the line of scrimmage. Even when they try stringing it out, they can't get around the edges. They have not been successful running the ball, and this is about the 3rd straight week of that for the Titans. Play clock down to 10. The first quarter clock is at about 20, so they do need to snap a ball here. Play clock down to 3. Hadjisek takes the snap, gives to Jackson, goes up the middle. Again, he's hit right as he got to the line of scrimmage, pushes the pile forward near the midfield stripe. It'll be a gain of a yard, but it's still going to set up a 3rd down and 10 from right at midfield.
I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked that they're not using the wind.
Well, they're going to get it in their face as they switch sides for the quarter. The officials are happy. They don't need to move the ball at all. It's right at the midfield stripe. 12 minutes of football in the books. We'll be back with the second quarter coming up after this. Titans on top 7-0 on Titan Football. A presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News & World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Welcome back out here to Titan Stadium, Lee Summit, Missouri. Joel Becker along with Royce Bame, Coach Royce Bame, as the Lee Summit West Titans leading the Rockridge Bruins 7-0. You know, they took the opening kickoff 99 yards and got the score, and they've had their way, but it's weird that the score is still only 7-0.
Let's give it up for Chad Snyder.
One drive ended in a turnover, the other ended on the 5-yard line in a 4th down attempt. Throw over the middle incomplete. In and out of the hands. Intended for Nivens again.
Intended for number 5.
And that'll set up a 4th down in a punting situation for the Bruins. The first time they had the opportunity to field a punt, it was a pretty good run back by Taylor Wilson, but it was negated in a bad block. Will Norris, all right, excuse me, it's the backup quarterback, Sean Hamilton, that is their punter. And he's standing back at his own 36. On 4th and 10, drops the snap, but he does get the kick away low and short and takes a Titan bounce up to the 32-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, if they were coming after that, they would have had an easy block. But the Titans still with pretty good field position on their 31. They've been able to move the ball. They just haven't managed to get any points from their offense.
They have.
Because, again, one drive ending in a turnover on a fumble.
Because it could very, very easily be 21-0.
Oh, yeah. No question. Or at the least 17-0.
Right.
So we'll see what they do here. And they're doing it without, big chunks. It's not like they're throwing, 60-yard passes or anything. A lot on the ground. We've got a flag.
Man, I tell you what, the laundry tonight.
Yeah, we've had a lot of flags as Wilson got only about a yard and was stopped.
Run on the play by
But I believe that they're going to nail the Titans on an illegal formation on this one. We'll
Tackle
see.
made by number 44, Andrew Ison. Flag on the play.
Waiting for the indication. I don't know, as well as the Titans move the football. It's actually 12 men on the field for the Titans.
Wow.
I don't know if somebody was standing on the field. They're trying to explain it to Coach Careswell right now. But illegal substitution is the call, or 12 men on the field.
Substitution for the Titans.
And
replay first down.
So that'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. The funny thing is with a run that only goes for a yard, if I were the Bruins, I would have really considered declining the call, even though it was positive yardage, because the Titans have been able to reel off chunks of 5+ all the time. Although this give to is only going to get that 5 yards back, maybe, to the 30. We'll call it a pickup of 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 11. Actually, they mark him down to 29, so let's call it a pickup of 3. 2nd and 12 for the Titans from their own 29.
Didn't think that was a very good spot.
No. On the other hand, I haven't liked the last 2 play calls in terms of, the Titans really not controlling the line of scrimmage like they had earlier in the game. Just a receiver.
Does he not have a flag?
It could be. I don't know. It's the side judge over there, so I don't know. Maybe that could be what he was doing, was throwing the hat instead of the flag. There was someone who did throw a flag, the back judge. And there was definitely contact. So 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 31. High snap. Hadjisek pulls it down. He's being chased. Holding. And there is going to be a holding call as he runs to the right side, gains positive yards, goes out of bounds. But this one's coming back. And, in fact, where the hold was, which was about 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, is going to make this about a 15-yard penalty.
Run on the play by number 7, Grant Hasek.
Devin Forrest was showing some pretty good coverage, but it was actually not he who got held. It was Basil who got held,
Holding on the Bruins.
who was also chasing.
Replay first down.
And so they're going to pull this up. Now, they did not mark that off from where that flag was. Not even close.
No.
I really got to question the team here in terms of their communication with each other and so on, because the referee just picked up his flag and walked away, did not make sure that the assessment of the penalty started at the right point. He just didn't. I mean, he literally ran the other direction or walked the other direction. Up the middle, Jackson hit and tackled, As he gets to the 35, it'll be a pickup of 7. But it was a second down and 20. But again, it should not have been second and 20. It should have, or first and 20, excuse me. It should have been from where the spot of the foul was, and it was clearly behind the line of scrimmage. It may not have been 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage where the flag was. It was probably more like 2.
Right.
But normally what will happen is the official will pick the flag up, put it where it should have been, and then they mark it off from there. And there's just it seemed like there was no communication going on.
We're seeing a lot of mistakes tonight by the officials.
It seems like that. So second down, about 14. Give again. Jackson hitting the backfield. Force will take him down as he gets to the 34.
Tackle on the play by number 90, Devin Force.
And he'll set up a third down and long. Interesting play call there on second down and long. Now they may be in 4-down territory here, especially with the wind in their face. But it's 3rd and 12. Now on this drive, they have been able to convert a couple of longer passes. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Titans show a little bit of, maybe a blitz or some sort of extra rush.
Yeah.
They have been effective with that earlier in the game. 3 down linemen.
Yeah,
little confusion. They didn't bring anybody, and then still another bad throw. As intended over there on the far side was Miles Cheatham coming out of the backfield, but that pass was not anywhere close. Now, in a similar situation going the other direction in the first quarter, they did a little pooch kick.
Well, I think they're going to go for
it. Make some noise, Titan fans!
Down 14-0, 0-3. I don't know why you wouldn't. That last play, it really looked like the Titans defensively were kind of confused as to what to do. I think they drew a break that it was a bad throw. Yeah. Here they come this time and throw over the middle, and it is broken up. 2 linebackers over the middle actually were in the way. Fredrickson was in the area as well, but it was Ramsey who dove across and broke that play up on 4th down, so the Titans will take over.
Number 6, Miles Cheatham.
At their own 33 with just under 4 minutes left to go in the half.
Titan ball. A first down Titans on the 33-yard line.
Should have kicked it. 1st and 10 Titans. Cooper comes out with 3 receivers on his right. Pistol formation with Wilson behind him. They have not run that option since they fumbled it. They do give it to Wilson trying to go around the right side, and he does have running room around the edge. He'll run out of bounds as he gets near the 40.
Run on the play by number 2, Taylor Wilson. That'll be a Titan first down.
I think it's going to be a gain of 7, actually, in a 2nd down and 3. Where he actually went out of bounds. Quick snap. Run pass option, it'll be Wilson again, right side. This time he'll be close to a first down. Looks like where they're spotting him, he may be about a yard shy.
Taylor Wilson on the run.
So it'll be a pickup of 2, 3rd down and 1.
56.
Clock down to under 3.5 minutes left to go. Titans a little pace here coming up to the line. Quick snap and pulling it back. Cooper over the middle. Cardell makes the catch up the seam, and he'll get a first down and more into Bruins territory, down to the 45-yard line. That pass a little behind him, did a good job of reaching back for it.
Did a great job adjusting to the ball.
Again, the Titans going hurry up here. As the give up the middle, Wilson broke 1 tackle as he was able to get inside the 40 and down to about the 38.
Tripped up by number 8, Will Norris.
Norris making the tackle.
Yeah, he was very close to that shoestring tackle, or he would have been in the end zone.
It'll be 2nd and 4. Again from the pistol. Again the give to Wilson. Left side. Oh, good block. Oh, there's going to be a flag.
Face to face.
Well, but I think it was shoulder to face. It was Trevor Cardell, and it was on Will Norris. We'll see what the call is, but I'm going to guess it's the personal foul.
Penalty on the play.
I don't know what this means. That's what he said.
Helmet to helmet.
But it wasn't. He hit him with a shoulder pad. It kind of looked like it. It was definitely shoulder pad to helmet. But I guess they are calling helmet-to-helmet contact.
Crackback block. Penalty on the Titans. For replay, second down.
So a 15-yard penalty takes them all the way back to their own 45. And it'll be second down and 20. Trips on the right, one on the left. Back to throw is Cooper, looking right. He'll throw right. He's got a man. It is caught. Russo eludes one man and then gets across the 45 down to the 44. Pickup of about 11. And it'll set up a 3rd and 9 back inside Bruin territory. And again, the Titans probably in 4-down territory here. On 3rd and 9, again, they go hurry up. Quick snap. Cooper looking left side, getting a rush. He'll roll to his left. Now he tosses it. It was hit as making a good catch, I tell you what. Russo made the catch, and Cooper kind of laid him out to dry there, didn't he?
That was a little Patrick Mahomes action there, wasn't it?
I guess so, and the Titans keeping the offense out on 4th down. It's an interesting call here because, again, you've got Cooper, who is their punter, so he could always kick it. The wind's at your back. You're not going to kick a 60-yard field goal or anything like that. But you might want to play field position, but there's only 1:45 left to go in the half. The one thing, though, you don't want to do is give them an opportunity to go the other direction and get points. And it is 4th down and about 6. They take the snap on play action. Rolling to the right side is Cooper, being chased. He'll throw, cross his body. It is tipped and incomplete. Intended for Baggett. And a good defensive play.
I think he might have waited just a little too long to throw the football.
Yeah. Well, you know, and any time you're throwing it that far down the field, especially in a kind of a prevent zone, you're going to give those safeties a chance to get over there and break the play up. But it was a good play.
You're going to check on that storm here at halftime?
Sure. I can check on it now. Phones are a wonderful thing.
I'd like to recognize Steve Nyberg.
90, actually 86 seconds left to go.
He's the uncle of Coach Joe Reed.
Things moving slow.
Yeah, it's further than halfway now.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says. Rain starting in 39 minutes now. But it's a short rain. I don't think the game will be over by then. If they're accurate. It is AccuWeather, the minute cast. So here is Jackson on the run. Boy, interesting choice there. You're down 14-0 with less than a minute and a half to go, and you come out with a running play to Bryce Jackson.
Number 26, Bryce Jackson.
And use your last timeout.
Tackled by several Titans.
Or actually, I guess they have. No, the Titans use the timeout.
Timeout, Titans.
That is their first, I believe, of the half.
Yes, it is.
It says that they have 2. I could have sworn they took at least more than 1 in that first
quarter.
But
don't forget that injury there that pulled everybody to the sideline that made it look like there was a
maybe.
timeout.
Anyway, but I still question that as a play call. You're down 14 points. Why wouldn't you, at least go for trying to throw the football?
Plus, you're getting the ball in the second half.
Right. Well, yeah.
And honestly, they've shown they've got some good receivers.
Yeah. And they've shown the Titans to at times be a little vulnerable. I'm also kind of curious why the Titans decided to call timeout there unless they think they're going to get the ball back.
They're doing a prevent defense? Nope.
No. It's more of a standard defense. Minute 15 on the clock. Second down and 7. After the 3-yard run by Bryce Jackson. Twins on either side. Hadjusek from the shotgun. Back to throw, looks over the middle, throws, and incomplete. Threw it a little bit behind his intended target, which was Bowers.
I tell you what, he threw the football too, man. That thing came out of there.
It'll be 3rd and 7. Of course, if the Titans can get another incomplete pass here, or even a run and a timeout, they may actually have some time when they get the ball.
Titan fans, let's get rowdy!
Seems to be a little confusion on the Rockbridge side trying to get the play in. Play clock is down at 10 seconds now as they come up to the line. Trips on the left. Titans show blitz. Here comes Carswell. And it's going to be a run up the middle. Hadjusek pulled down from behind. Loses the football at the end, but they're calling him down. right at the yard to gain marker. This is going to be close.
Number 7.
Oh, they're already sending it across. Boy, they never measure anymore.
They don't.
I mean, literally, the chains were gone before they even put the ball down.
Well.
So exactly 1 minute left to go as they get the ball back moving again.
Yeah, you're probably lucky Bill Warner's not here.
I think Bill's lucky he's not here. Back to throw, Hadjisek over the middle, incomplete. Intended over the middle for Mooney.
Intended for number 4, Brett Mooney.
Second down, stops the clock with 44.6 seconds left to go. Yeah, Coach Warner would be having an embolism.
He would,
about
because
now.
the officials aren't very good tonight.
They have had a tough time. Maybe they're just trying to get the game in before the rain starts. Of course, now they're stopping things for some reason. There they go. 44 seconds on the clock. I think that's what they were doing, was resetting the game clock to 44. Stopped on the incomplete pass. Back to throw, Hadjisek. He's being rushed. Forces Taysom M. He'll throw near side. And they are calling that a catch.
Pass complete. Number 4.
And so the Bruins are going to call timeout, because that would have kept the clock going with 30 seconds left to go.
Yep.
It's good for 5 yards.
Timeout, Rockbridge.
It'll set up a third down and a 5, really a short 5. They need to get just inside the 40. The ball's on the 44. With 32.8 seconds left to go, Titans on top 14-0.
Take a second to recognize Stacy Meaver from Golden Valley.
Devin Forrest in the backfield again,
His cousin,
lending some
Joe
pursuit.
Reed.
Nice pursuit, nice pressure.
Just served as a police officer for 21 years.
Kind of keeps you from being able to look that far downfield if you're a
And I
quarterback.
tell you what, the pressure came from his left side, where there was no pressure from the right side.
She's the first female chief in the history of the state.
So
Please give it
the
up for
Bruins have
Stacey
one
Weaver.
timeout left. Does that mean you can't throw over the middle anymore? Or at least if you do, you've got to at least be in field goal range?
I think so. I think go over the middle.
Third down.
But again,
Bruins.
though, all their
Trying to make
success
some
has come
noise,
from the
Titan
outside,
fans.
though.
We'll see if the Titans send any extra pressure as they get 5 people up near the line, but a lot of times they'll back off. No, all 5 come as they throw over the middle,
I
incomplete.
tell you what, he hasn't been throwing the ball very good
Pass
tonight.
No,
incomplete.
he's had happy feet. It was intended for McCaster,
Marquise McCaskey.
but again, and he was open.
Uh-huh.
But, this quarterback, Hadjisek, has been hearing the footsteps, just letting it go early, and has not been accurate when that has been the case. He tends to be a little short on those throws. Empty backfield here. This is a 4th down play, 4th and 4 or 5 as they throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Knocked down by Peck, although it's kind of funny. He was trying for the interception, but he would have been better off, as it turned out, letting it drop. It's the 4th down play. And the Titans will take over on downs with 25.5 seconds left to go.
Victory O.
Did you happen to watch my alma mater, Tulane, playing Houston? I think it was last night.
No,
It was the end of the game, not the end of the half. And Houston tied the game up at 31 with about 20 seconds left to go. The kickoff comes out to about the 30-yard line. They get into the victory formation, as you were talking about, and they hand the ball off, do a fake kneel. And he gets about 15 yards as Cooper goes back to throw, getting a rush, throws over the middle. It is caught, and McAtee cannot get out of bounds. Well, now they do. They say he did. Well, they stop it to move the chains.
Pass complete to number 10.
Clock is stopped with 18.2 seconds.
McAtee.
So after the fake kneel gains them about 16 yards, the Titans will call timeout.
okay, but that doesn't make sense because he
didn't
waved him out of bounds.
No. He said that he was inbounds. Then he stopped the clock to move the chains, and then they called timeout. So anyway, getting back to the Green Wave game against Houston, it's 31-31. They fake. It was, you have the victory formation. You have the 2 running backs to your either wing and then the safety behind them. And they ran it as if they were running an option with the quarterback with that safety guy running behind him. But surreptitiously, he left the ball with the running back. So they waited a beat for the play to start roaming that way, and then he goes the opposite way with a line of blockers in front of him, ends up getting about 16 or 17 yards up near midfield and goes out of bounds, and then they throw a 50-yard touchdown pass on the next play.
My.
Won the game. After the timeout, Titans 1st and 10 from the Bruin 43. Cooper back to throw. He's got time. Throws far side. It is caught by Russo. And again, he was on his knee, and so this is going to keep the clock running. You've got to call timeout if you're the Titans. They do with 7.2 seconds left.
I think they're going to add some time on.
Yeah, it looks like they're
9 seconds.
Yeah, they're telling them to
9.
Put it 9 seconds on the clock. Although I tell you what, on 2nd and 1, it's unfortunate he was on his knee when he caught it, so there's nothing he could do about getting out of bounds. And the Titans burned their last time out. So the question is, it would be a 52-yard field goal from here. I don't think you really can. But can you take a chance at going with a short out-of-bounds pass instead of a field goal, or do you just go for the end zone and hope for the best?
I would do a short out.
9 seconds are on the clock.
Another play.
Heck, if we were in Staley at 9 seconds, you have the time for 5 plays.
Well, number 2 receiver's not covered here.
Shotgun formation, back to throw. Cooper getting a rush. He'll throw down the field. He's going into the end zone. Incomplete. Russo wide open, and he led him by just about a yard or two too much on the diving attempt. But they'll have another chance with 3.6 seconds left to go.
Yeah, he had it.
Oh, absolutely.
AJ Rousseau.
It's amazing to think that someone could get that open with the defense the way they're playing. You know, that you wouldn't have a defense where a safety could get over there, but they didn't. Of course, again, with the Titans and so many weapons. I mean, you got 3 guys on the left side in Cardell, McAtee, and Baggett that are all well over 6 feet tall. And Russo's pretty tall on the right as well. Now we get I'm going to guess, a timeout called by the Bruins. It's a delay of game call against the Titans. Boy, that's pretty inexcusable.
That is.
I don't know how you do that. Cost them 5 yards, and now they got to. Of course, on the other hand, if he was throwing it from 5 yards further behind, that might have been a touchdown on the last play.
Could have.
Cooper from the shotgun. Trips on the left, 1 on the right. Back to throw.
Holding.
No flag. He'll throw down the field, and it's incomplete. There's really nobody to throw it to, and the first half comes to an end. That time, good coverage by the Bruins. And the Titans, with all the offense, they lead at 14-0.
14.
After a full half of play. We'll take a break and come back for halftime. Mark Files will be along with you. When we come back, this is Lee Summit West Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Rose Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit Area High School Athletics.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News and World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and KC Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. KC Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at Casey Cryo and Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
Today is a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to have this opportunity to come together as a team. Everyone knows KC is on the rise, but what they don't know is we're just getting started. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
Welcome back to halftime, where the Titans are up 14-0 over the visitors, Columbia Rockbridge. We got a little technical difficulty, lost the camera, but we got it back up late in the second quarter there. We apologize to those folks that were watching at home. It is, Coach. It's hotter than Hades in here, man. It is, and it's tough on equipment. So we are battling and doing the best we can. With that, also our stats are lagging behind. So we will have no stats for you, but those will be posted online at Max Prep, so you can take a look at all those as well. Checking scores, looks like Blue Springs, Lee Summit, you got Blue Springs up 16-6. That's still a second quarter score there. Lee Summit North at halftime trails Park Hill 7-3. The other crosstown rivalry game is over in Liberty, where you've got Liberty North 7, Liberty 0 at halftime. Greg Jones got the boys playing, doesn't he? He's
got them playing right now.
They're believing.
I tell you what, they might be the best team on the Missouri side.
I have not seen them yet, but what makes you think that they may be the best right now?
Well, I tell you what, I'm hearing out in the public that Rockhurst and Blue Springs aren't the teams that people are thinking that they are.
Okay.
Especially with Lee Summit North putting a thumping on Blue Springs last week. Now that Rock did go down to Ray Peck and did hold off Ray Peck, but played Columbia Rockbridge real close.
Right.
2-point game.
Right.
So
now Liberty North and Liberty both Class 5 schools?
No,
or they
Liberty
are
North
6?
is 6.
Oh, Liberty North is a 6 now? Okay.
Because remember, we played them at the playoffs last year.
Not Liberty. We played Liberty, but not Liberty North.
Liberty North. Greg Jones came here with his team.
Okay.
Remember that?
I don't remember it. I've slept too many nights since then. But thank you for reminding me.
And it was a good ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Liberty was during the season.
During the season, that's what it was. Staley, next week's opponents, up 23-7 over Park Hill South. That is a second quarter score as well. Grandview 19, Pleasant Hill 7. Raymore Peculiar's up 28-0 over Belton. That's a halftime score. That is a little crosstown 49 highway, 71 highway series, and Ray Peck's dominated that one over the years.
I'll tell you what, Belton is struggling this year.
It's about having Jimmy's and Joe's, isn't it?
It really is.
You know, the barn's a little thin down there this year. Raytown is up 15-0 over William Chrisman at halftime. Chrisman's got a ball club.
They do.
They're getting better each week. Smithville and Ray South are matching up. Smithville's up 7-0 over Ray South. That score is a second quarter score as well. And I think that gets us caught up. Maryville 27, St. Pius 6. That's a second quarter score. And then Summit Christian Academy here in town, they're up 14-7 over Lafayette County.
Well, they had a big win last week over Clinton.
Yes, they did.
65-0.
Yes, sir. Truman's up 28-0 over St. Joe Central. Kearney 21-0 over Winnetonka. That's a second quarter score as well. And Warrensburg, you were speaking of Clinton earlier, Warrensburg's up 35-0 over Clinton in the second quarter. So Warrensburg's missing some Jimmy's and Joe's also.
Yes, they are.
Well, as we got a short halftime.
Yep.
Finally, we've got a 15-minute halftime, regular halftime. Let's talk about what you're talking to the Titan defense about here, getting them prepped to come back on the field.
Oh, I tell you what, the Titan defense has been playing very well. They might have maybe 5 first downs, very close to that. But again, on the offensive side, they shot themselves in the foot twice with that option fumble,
Right.
and then down on the 4-yard line, and, and couldn't pick up a 2-yard for a first down. But again, though, you think back, should you have taken the points?
Right. Well, I was thinking as you were talking about that, I kind of like the variety. They had Rockbridge on their heels. What Rockbridge doesn't have that they've had in years past is that big play receiver that they can just chuck it deep and be able to pull it down. So, that's one of the things that they want to get and take a look at. So, but yeah, they've got a handful of athletes tonight that's out there on the field. That linebacker, he's a big boy.
Oh, he is a big boy, but I tell you what, he's non-factor tonight.
That's right. He's getting tied up. I don't know which tackle's getting on him, but
I don't know. But
I'm going to watch that in the second half. Watch that matchup.
He's not making very many tackles.
He is. When you declare early like that, there's got to be something mentally in your head that you're playing. You're playing hard, but you're not playing as hard as you can.
And
it's a subconscious. It's subconscious.
0-3,
right.
Just about ready to go 0-4.
Right.
Needs to take care of himself.
That's right. That's a tough break there.
That is tough.
So, all right, folks, it is 14-zip here at halftime. We're going to take a quick break, and if the band's getting ready to leave the field, so we'll catch them next time. We're here at home at West. You're listening to a presentation of Backcourt Sports, Beck Gross Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News & World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and Casey Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. Casey Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at Casey Cryo in Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
Gear up for back to sport at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to halftime. This is Mark Files, where the Titans are up at home,
14-0 over the visitors, Columbia Rockbridge. We're going to step out and let you enjoy the marching band here for a few minutes as they perform their award-winning show. This is the Titan Lee Summit West Marching Band under the direction of Cliff Thurman. That was your Lee Summit West High School Marching Band under the direction of Cliff Thurman. They're working on their program, and we got the camera on them, and you can see the band parents and all the volunteers helping scramble to get the set off of the field there. Got a little over 2.5 minutes left to go here in this halftime. We're going to take another run, take a look at these scores real quick. Pulled up one, Rockhurst is up 28-0 over Blue Springs South at halftime.
What's that again?
Rockhurst 28-0 over Blue Springs South.
You can follow all the news on the Lee Summit West.
Slater's up 22-8 over Cass Midway. Senator Van Horn played tomorrow.
LSW Titan Band.
Chillicothe Cameron. That's a rivalry from out in the north part of Kansas City here. Chillicothe's up 21-18 at half. Fort Osage, North Kansas City, 10-7. North Kansas City's up 10-7 over Fort Osage at halftime.
Wow.
And we've got Green Valley up 7-0 over Platte County. That's another good matchup there.
Very good.
Columbia Battle playing Harrisonville. They're up 23-8 at half.
To our Lee Summit West resource
You know, Harrisonville reminds me of a Lee Summit West team that when they were a Class 4, they played anybody that was above them. They didn't care. You know, and with the way the new point system is, it awards them that in their district, does it not?
Yes.
So that's not a bad thing for them to be doing right now. So as long as they can keep everybody healthy, that's the big deal.
That's the big deal.
Blue Springs, we gave you this score earlier at 16-6 over Lee Summit.
Patrol officer.
Start of the third quarter, Park Hill 7, Lee Summit North 3. And then we've still got the halftime score of Liberty North and Liberty 7-0.
Started in August of 2004.
Oak Grove 35-0 over East.
Hours of training.
Oak Grove again? What was that?
Oak Grove is up 35-0 over East, Kansas City East.
Odessa's playing Central, so
yeah. There's some speed on that field, man, I'm telling you.
For his work and efforts.
And all the other scores we gave you previously have not changed. They're all at the intermission, getting ready to come back for the third quarter. We're going to step away. The teams are coming back out on the field to warm up. When we come back, you'll have Joel and the coach for all the second half action. You're listening to a presentation of Backporch Sports, Beck Pro Productions, and A10Varsity.com.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and Casey Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. Casey Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at Casey Cryo in Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News & World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit Area High School athletics.
Today is a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to have this opportunity to come together as a team. Everyone knows KC is on the rise, but what they don't know is we're just getting started. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
A10 Varsity takes you through the football season like never before. Watch games live throughout Kansas and Missouri and even postseason action at 810varsity.com. Plus live tournament brackets, top 25, Elite 81 All-Metro team, live scoreboard, stories, and more. Check out Kansas City's new home for high school sports coverage. 810varsity.com.
Welcome back out here to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Boehm as Lee Summit West and Columbia Rockbridge. We are in halftime, but only for another couple of minutes or so as the Titans enjoying a 14-0 lead. You know, this is one of those games, Coach, that you got to be happy with the performance of the team, but the score is actually way closer than the team. I mean, the game seems a lot more lopsided than the score.
Right, it does. And again, we have problems with
right.
First half. Sorry about that. Is that better, Joel?
Much better.
Okay. Let me get on this damn mic. But just like
hope we're not on 810 right.
Mark wouldn't do that to us.
Never know. Anyway. But anyway, so yeah, as we were saying, you know, the score just is a lot closer than because the Titans have been dominant in this game.
They have. And I tell you, there right before half, Columbia Rockbridge, they kind of had a little moment there that they were moving the football, and then you know, I'm questioning some of the play calling by Columbia Rockbridge, but we can do that, right?
Well, I tell you what, Rockhurst is really looking like the team to beat in Class 6 this year from this side of the state anyway. 28-0 halftime against Blue Springs South.
Well, I'm gonna put another team up against Rockhurst. That's Liberty North.
They have looked good this year too. I haven't got to their score yet.
7-0 Liberty North.
Who are they playing?
Liberty.
That's not as impressive.
Well, Liberty's pretty good this year.
They are. Fordo 14-10 over North Kansas City right now. Battle 23-8 over Harrisonville. For any Rockbridge fans that may be wondering. Gardner Edgerton on top of Lawrence, 28-14 is the halftime score there. Blue Springs 16-6 late in the second quarter over Lee Summit. Park Hill 7-3 over Lee Summit North, just underway in the third.
Start second half.
We're just about ready to go second half here. Can't find a Boonville score.
Oh, come on, find that Boonville score.
I'm not sure how much they're losing by right now.
I'm sure if my brother's listening. Boonville,
Staley 23-7 over Park Hill South as the kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Staley, of course, our opponent next week. They're still Class 5, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Ray-Pec 28-0 over Belton. That's actually not much of a surprise. It's actually a surprise, not even worse.
No.
I don't know if Preps KC has the Boonville score this week. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They're so close to the middle of the state, you never know. I'm sure I could look it up. But since I don't plan on telling you the real score anyway, it doesn't matter.
Sid, give me a shout. What's the score, Boonville?
Free State 52-7 over Shawnee Mission North. They're really turning things around after their loss last week. It was a big surprise, Olathe East taking out Free State on the Kansas side. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line here for the Bruins. And the first play from scrimmage is a run to Jackson over right side and goes out of bounds as he got near the 23. Only a pickup of about 3 or maybe 4. Let's call it the 24.
26, Bryce Jackson.
That doesn't sound good, but to be honest, for them, that's actually a pretty good pickup on first down.
Nice pickup
for this game. 2nd and 6. As they have put Norris in the backfield as a lead blocker. Jackson this time finds a hole up the middle, stays on his feet, pushing toward the first down mark, and he's going to get a first down. That was all second effort. He would have been stopped about a yard shy, but bowled his way forward.
Yeah, they are moving those chains awful quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Columbia Rockbridge, 0-3 on the road, you're 100 miles from home. It would be real easy, 14-0, to come out in the second half and just, take a dive, so to speak. But at least to start off this second half, they're looking pretty good. At least they're trying. The effort is there. I can put it that way. From the shotgun, Hadjusek on play action will roll to the left side, looking to throws. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. Should have been really intercepted. As I tell you what, Grace was over there on the coverage. It was intended for Mooney, but Grace had a good step in front of him and really should have jumped that route and picked it off. I don't know if he was just late seeing the ball or if it just couldn't quite get to it. Not a very good throw. 2nd and 10.
Is that number 6?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what, 6, 9, and 8 are just tough.
It is hard to tell. Here's Jackson up the middle. Big hole this time. Good run for Jackson, and there is a flag down as he gets across the 45 to about the 46, but this is going to come back on a hold. Now, he's going to end up with positive yards depending on exactly where they spot this.
Hey, Joel, I'm sitting next to you now.
I noticed that.
About time.
So they did actually move that flag to where the spot on the foul was this time. And they'll march off 10 yards from the 43 back to the 33. So it'll set up a second down and about 8 yards. Let's call it 7. So it's funny, it's a 10-yard penalty, but it actually turns into a 3-yard gain overall.
Man, it's the game is much more clear up here.
Isn't it?
Joel, gee whiz.
Twins on the left side. H back on the right along with the wide out. One man in the backfield. Hadjusek from the shotgun will hand off as coming to the right side. Big running room, and this could go to the house. All the way down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Wow. It's Cheatham on the run, Miles Cheatham.
Number 6, Miles Cheatham.
Practically untouched.
Untouched. I didn't see anybody touch him.
And the Bruins, boy, I tell you what, they break onto the board in a big statement coming out here in the second half.
Yes, they do.
14-6, the extra point to come.
And I tell you, Mark, or Joel, we haven't seen that all year long.
No. Will Norris.
I don't think we've seen it the last 3 years.
Out of the hold of Hamilton. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. 10:56 to go, third quarter. We have only played a minute 4 seconds, and the Bruins get on the board. They still trail the Titans, though, 14-7. And we'll see the Titan offense for the first time in the second half when we come back. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backboard Sports, Backbros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Titans 14.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News & World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm here in Lee Summit, Missouri. Crossing the central portion of the state, Boonville. We're still waiting to get on the board, trailing 34-0 to Central.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe it's the other way around. It is actually 34-0 Boonville in that game.
Over
Central.
St. Joseph Central?
I don't know.
Okay, god dog, Joel. Huh?
Kansas City Central?
No, Kansas City Central plays Odessa. Kansas City Central plays Odessa tonight.
Maybe it's Central Missouri.
California.
Here at Titan Stadium, Titans on top 14-7, but they saw Rockbridge march down the field in a nice statement for an opening drive in the second half. You know, I mentioned earlier as the squib kick goes down, taken by an up man about the 20, and running with the ball, making one man miss a second up across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. That was Nick Cole. Nicholas Cole on a nice little return, 18 yards from the 20-yard line on the up man. I said going in that this could be a trap game. And in a way, that opening drive was probably a trap drive. You know, you have this 14-0 lead as a defense. You have been able to stop them on the run, you know, every possession so far. And so, you know, it's real easy to just sort of let down your level of play a little bit, and I think that's what the Titans did there. We'll see if they respond here as they toss to Wilson. Made a good field on the toss and gets around the right side and out of bounds as he gets across the 40 to about the 42.
Looks like Wilson had a little tough time handling the football right there.
He made a good compensation on it. Gains 4, second and 6. Did go out of bounds. That stops the clock with 10:41 left to go. In this third quarter, just underway in the second half, Titans' first opportunity on offense after they allowed the touchdown. They only scored on one offensive drive, actually, in that first half. The other was the opening kickoff, taken 99 yards by Coble. And again, a kind of a iffy transition, but Wilson makes the exchange and gets up near midfield. That'll be good for a first down, a pickup of about 8. But again, it was a fake toss and then a handoff, but it seemed like the exchange was a little farther away than they intended it to be.
Nice little misdirection. And
it had a good result, but it was a little dangerous.
I think Sterling's doing a good job of getting the ball to the edge.
Definitely have done that. 1st and 10, Titans right at midfield. Pistol formation, Twins on the left. And it'll be a handoff again to Wilson, trying to get around this side. This time he's met, but pushes forward, and he'll take a 2-yard loss and turn it into a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. And it's been a steady diet of number 2 so far this half.
Looks like Wilson's coming up with a hand hurting.
I don't know if that has anything to do with why he seems to be having trouble with these exchanges a little bit. Perhaps so. 2nd down and 8. Cooper on the play action will roll out to the right side, being chased. He stops, steps up. He'll make one man miss a second. He's going through the middle of the field, still on his feet inside the 30. Hit and tackled down to the 27-yard line. Sammy Cooper on a bit of a broken play. Turns it into about a 20-yard gain, 1st and 10 Titans.
He went about 40 yards to his right, and then he went 40 yards to his left, and then went about 35 yards forward.
Tackle on the play by number 44.
Wilson comes out. Well, actually, he stays in, but Surratt does come in as well for this play. So they got both running backs in. On the 1st and 10 play, they marked him down at the 28. Cooper from the pistol. Surratt behind him, and now Taylor in motion. And it is a toss on the end around. And nice move to make him miss as Baggett gets inside the 10, forced out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Maybe let's call it the 8. As Baggett taking the misdirection toss and goes around left tackle and picks up into the red zone, 1st and goal, Titans.
Nice. Did a really nice job there.
Well-designed play.
Misdirection.
Well, you had a man in motion. You had a pistol guy behind him.
To make it look like you were running that option again.
And then you end up tossing it to the running, or I should say receiver in motion. Here's a give up the middle, Wilson. Not much misdirection there, and he's hit at the line for no gain. Maybe they'll mark him up toward the 7. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Will Norris.
Clock running under 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Titans trying to answer an opening drive touchdown by the Bruins. They have it 2nd and goal from the 7. Come up with the line this time with a pair of H-backs. Empty backfield. Cooper, twins on the right, one on the left. Tough field in that snap. He'll throw left side, almost intercepted. He was looking for Cardell, and jumping the route that time was Nivens. Yes, it's the same guy that also plays wide receiver for him. He plays defensive back as well, and really should have had an interception there.
It looks like Cardell's complaining of him holding.
Yeah, he thought that he was being interfered with. So it'll set up a 3rd and goal. They go pistol this time with twins on either side. We'll see if they send Cooper running. They do. On the option, it's a toss to Wilson. He's got running room into the end zone. Touchdown. From 7 yards out, Taylor Wilson. Just as he got to the goal line, but a well done, I tell you what, the last time they ran that option was the fumble play in the 1st period. They picked a good time to go for it again.
They sure did. They did a great job on that option that time. And like you said, keep practicing it.
That's right. Well, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Come on. Cole Stewart out for the extra point to return the Titans to a 14-point lead. Cardell with the hold. Good snap by Meisberger, and the kick is up, and it is good. 8:25 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Titans answer. After the opening drive touchdown by the Bruins, the Titans come back with a touchdown of their own. They lead it 21-7. Kickoff coming up after this on Titans Radio. This is a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Gear up for back to sport at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Back live here at Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm, Lee Summit West, and Rockbridge from Columbia. The Bruins trailing the Titans 21-7. And, we talked about that opening drive being a statement for the Bruins, but what a return statement there for the Titans.
Very, very nicely done. Sterling did a great job of calling that series.
Mixed up the plays.
He did.
More runs than passes, but Stewart's kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
And we did get away with interception by the Bruins.
Although you could make the argument that maybe they should have called interference on the play anyway.
Very true.
So the Bruins will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. So that drive, it was, if you remember, it started on their own 38 after a good run back for the Titans. Not as good as their first run back, but still a pretty good one. And
it's a lot better than the 20.
So a 62-yard drive. So that's and it took up about 3 minutes off the clock or so, a little over 2. So just a good statement drive for them. Hajicek, handoff, Jackson left side, hit and tackle as he got across the 20 to the 22.
Looked like they came back with the same play that they ended with.
Jackson. Tackled by number
Last
6,
time, though, they had
Earl
given it
Bryce.
to a different running back. That was Cheatham, who had the long run. We have seen a pretty steady dose of Bryce Jackson today. With only moderate success. High snap, pulled down by Hadjisek. Didn't like what he sees. He's going to run up the middle. And Basil finally takes him down, but not before he's able to pick up about 5 yards, maybe.
Little defensive stunt, a little different one right there. They had Cam Careful lined up as the middle linebacker, stunting from the middle there.
It was actually decent coverage. They just, Hadjisek just did a good job of getting his body moving forward. It'll set up a 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2. Obviously, they need the 30 on the touchback. The ball's at the 28. See if the Titans show pressure here. 4 down linemen. And it is a keeper by Hadjisek hitting the backfield, and he will not make it. He's going to be about a yard shy. This should be a punting situation, you would think. Even kicking into the wind. Because you really can't give the Titans.
Yeah, here they come.
So we'll see. We're trying to keep an eye on the weather that's coming.
4th down, Bruins.
The last time I checked AccuWeather, which was a little while ago, we were expecting rain within the hour. We are now showing rain starting in 30 minutes, but it doesn't look like a lot of it. So it's probably rain they'll just play through. We get whistles. Boy, I hope the Titans didn't jump early.
Flag on the play.
Probably a delay of game call, but I'm waiting to see. Yeah, it is against the
Game on the Bruins.
Bruins. Well, that's not, they were already going to punt it from the 15. Now they're going to be punting it from the 10. This was not one of those times where you take a delay of game call to give your punter an easier time to go for the coffin corner.
No.
It's going to give the Titans much better field position. Sean Hamilton, standing at just in front of his 10-yard line. He did fumble a snap earlier. Bit high. Took it down, and the kick is high and short, taken by Wilson at the 46. And did they say he made a fair catch?
No. He
put his
knee went down.
Oh, when he caught it.
Yep.
I didn't see that. I'm looking at it through binoculars. I think that I think these officials are making that call from an angle they couldn't possibly have seen it on. The guys blowing the whistle were behind him. How do you know if he has his knee down?
Right.
I was looking right at it through binoculars. It didn't even dawn.
It looked like he caught the ball between his legs.
Yeah, but it didn't even dawn on me that he might have had his. If I thought he was close to putting a knee down, I would have said so. I didn't even think about it.
Did you see a fair catch? I didn't see
No, I didn't see that either. I was thinking more about the fact that he was running into his own blockers.
Right.
They are taking the water break right now with 6:12 left to go in the first half, and this is the time to do it after a change of possession or whatever. Unlike in the first half where they did it while the clock was still running. That was just weird. I don't know if there's a Misha, every once in a while you get Misha representatives doing, grading of the officials. The officials do actually get evaluated, if you've ever been wondering. But
oh, yeah, and usually...
the guy could write a book today.
And usually the whitehead tells you if they're being evaluated.
Usually they know, but not always. So after the water break, Titans take over. Still got great field position at their own 45. 1st and 10 with a 21-7 lead. They come out with split backs on either side of Cooper, Surratt, and Wilson. And it will be Wilson. Surratt lead blocking. He steps inside of him, goes off right tackle, and gains about 5 up to the midfield stripe. It'll be 2nd and 5 from there.
By number 44, Andrew Eisen.
Showed a good burst of speed because he got more out of that than I was expecting when, you saw the initial hole.
He did. And especially his first initial contact was by big number Will Norris commit to the University of Missouri linebacker.
Pistol formation on this second down play. A toss to Wilson, looking for running room. He was caught from behind, and that aforementioned Norris wouldn't let go. So the good news for Missouri fans is hopefully we got a good linebacker coming in.
Yeah, that's what Mark and I were just talking about there at halftime. Didn't really see a lot of him in the first half.
No. You see Southeast Missouri last week.
Oh, ugly.
Turns out they're not that good, are they?
No. And I wonder how much Missouri paid him.
Twins on either side, 3rd and long. Made a good field on that snap. Cooper throws over the middle. He makes the catch.
What about helmet to helmet?
With the grab, number
Cardell.
25.
And he'll get the first down. Needed about 8, got 10.
First down.
And again, it was shoulder to shoulder. It was not a helmet to
that
helmet.
was helmet to helmet.
That was it.
Joel, don't you make me backhand you.
I didn't think the first one was either.
We'll call it both ways then.
Empty backfield for the moment here with 2 H-backs. Now Wilson will come in motion. They toss it to him. This is a pass. And Wilson weaves his way around right tackle across the 40 down inside the 35 to about the 34. It'll be a gain of 9, second down and a short one.
Play by number 22, Nate Norris.
Well, Mark, I believe turnabout's fair play.
Second down play, up the middle Wilson. He'll get a first down and more.
Because the students told me that they had difficulty up here. So it might have been whatever you got new, messed them up.
Tackle by number 44, Andrew Isom. That is a first down, Titans.
So, first and 10 from the 30-yard line. And on the run pass option, it's going to be Cooper with the keeper up the middle. Boy, one tackle away from breaking that one all the way. As
play by number 4, Sammy Cooper.
it was Jackson McFadden who saved the touchdown, but Cooper still gaining
First down.
enough for a first down. A 10-yard gain to the red zone, in fact, inside at the 19. Here's Wilson trying to get around the left side. He'll get down, almost lost the football. And he's going to be slow in getting up here. I think you're right that there's something going on with his hands or something.
Tackle on the play by number 9, David.
When he came up, he held his helmet a little bit, but he comes off for this play at least. Surratt is in for him. Second down and about 8. And they'll give it to Surratt going right side. He stutters steps, waiting for blocking to come in front of him, able to pick up about 5. And it'll set up a 3rd and short. 3rd, let's call it 3.
Tackled by number 3.
Clock down inside, 3:10 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Quick snap on play action. Cooper throws and incomplete, in and out of the hands. There is a flag down. It's in the middle of the field, not really near where the coverage
It
was.
looked like he threw it right at the quarterback. Might have been a late hit.
Let's see. It's an ineligible man downfield against the Titans.
We've averaged that every game, haven't we?
I think so. Again, it's an interesting call as to whether or not you want to take it. I believe they are going to, but you can make a case either way. They're in field goal range either way, and it would set up a 4th down, and they would have to choose whether to go for it on 4th and 2, which they missed one time, or kick a field goal. And now you're giving them another chance, and instead of 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 8 instead of 4th and 2, I should say. So we'll see what they do here. Trips on the left. Back to throw is Cooper. He'll throw left side. He's got a man. Cardell makes the catch inside the 5, down to the 4, 1st and goal Titans. He needed the 9. Caught it well inside the 10-yard line. And the Titans do convert. I'm not sure what they would have done if they were given that 4th and 2.
I don't either.
My instincts say they probably would have gone for it.
I think so.
But you never know. But now it's 1st and goal inside the 5. Empty backfield. Wilson back in the game in motion. They fake it to him. Cooper up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Titans. Sammy Cooper keeps it from 4 yards out. And the Titans extend their lead. It's 27-7 with the extra point to come.
Sammy Cooper!
Stewart out for the extra point.
Gosh, can you believe we've only got 2 more home games?
Yeah, this is only home game number 2 now. Cardell with the hold. A good snap, and the ball put down. The kick is up, and it is good. 2:35 left to go, third quarter. Titans extend the lead. 21 points. It's 28-7 Lee Summit West. Back with more after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and KC Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. KC Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at KC Cryo in Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
Welcome back out to Lee Summit, where they're predicting rain in 20 minutes. Can we get the game in between now and then?
Yes, sir.
There's 2:35 left to go in the third quarter. We do not have a running clock quite yet. It's only a 21-point lead. For the Titans, they do, though, enjoy that 28-7 lead. Now, the good news is, again, taking a look at radar, the rain that is coming this way is kind of dispersing as it gets here, as this kick will go into the end zone for a touchback again. But take a look. I'm not even sure we're going to get any rain by the time it gets here.
It doesn't look like
it's
dissipating.
dissipating.
Big time.
So right now, I don't know. I mean, we may get a little, but if we do, it's not going to be much.
No.
So let's hope that that's not going to be an issue.
Check out your softball team this week.
2:35 showing on the clock here. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Bruins. And obviously they need some points on this drive.
No, they don't.
Well, I mean, if you're
I know. If you're there.
or rooting for them or whatever. Grant Hadjasek from the shotgun has a man in motion. They will toss it to that man, and it is a loose ball. And it looks like the Titans may have recovered it. Yep, they did. It was intended for Mooney. Similar situation for the Titans when they fumbled it back in the first quarter.
Cam Carswell comes up with the fumble. And again, they had Cam Carswell, middle linebacker, stunting from the middle, putting pressure on the quarterback, and might have even caused him to mess up the pitch.
Who knows? I mean, the pitch was catchable by Mooney. It wasn't like, completely uncatchable, but it was not a good pitch either. So, boy, Titans get it inside the red zone on the turnover. 1st and 10 from the Rockbridge 16. And it will be Cooper throwing left side. Caught Cardell. Sidestep, touchdown. Caught it at about the 6. And then performing the move that, when you hit the B button on the Madden game.
Oh, yeah.
The little sidestep move.
Pass by number 4, Sammy Cooper.
Actually, I'm not sure what that
I'll
is.
tell you what,
But isn't that what it looked like?
yeah, it does. But I didn't know you know that much about Madden games.
I really don't. I was just guessing. And so the Titans 34-7 with the extra point to come. That is the biggest difference, here. When the Titans fumbled it, the Bruins weren't able to do anything with it. The Titans turned it into 7 points. 35-7 our score. 2:23 left to go now in this third quarter of play. We'll take another break and come back with a kickoff right after this. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Bruins 7.
Today is a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to have this opportunity to come together as a team. Everyone knows KC is on the rise, but what they don't know is we're just getting started. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
Welcome back out to Lee Summit, Missouri. Titans Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm as Lee Summit West enjoying a 35-7 lead over Columbia Rockbridge. Now the score seems a lot more indicative of the lopsidedness of the game up until this point.
Right.
As Stewart steps into this from the 40-yard line.
Okay, is that a little mist coming in right there?
I don't know.
No doubt about it. Touchback.
It seems kind of like, you know, like the foggy-ish kind of stuff. I don't think it's actual rain. Certainly nobody's reacting like they're getting wet or anything.
Titan faithful. Make sure to get your bump set spike on this
Might be
week.
getting a little misty.
As your undefeated state-ranked volleyball team.
Play Misty for me.
Rain Misty. Want me to sing that song?
At home.
Rain starting in 19 minutes is what it says now.
Well, what the heck do I see?
Now I see what you're talking about now. Definitely seeing some mist coming through. Shows you what AccuWeather knows. Here is Jackson trying to get around the left side. He's hit right as he got to the line of scrimmage, taken down by a trio of Titans. Careswell along with Force and Frederickson. Well, I can even feel it coming through the window. Now you can really see it.
Feels good.
Yeah. The wind, though, is picked really up quite a bit. That may be a factor in the fourth quarter, but, you know, with the 28-point lead.
Yeah, people are starting to cover up.
Yep. So the rains have come, but there's no lightning, so you still play. Tell you what, though, for the right now, I don't think they could really throw the football very well.
No.
Play clock's down to 4. They're going to have to call timeout. Hadjusek never really did get the play in. Whatever is coming through here, I don't imagine it's going to last very long. And so long as we don't have any lightning, we'll be fine.
Titan faithful.
Like I said, this actually is probably pleasant more than anything else for the players out there, other than the fact that it might make the ball a little slippery. It's not really much of an issue.
Yeah, got a lot of people leaving, though.
This is the sort of thing that, well, but it's a 28-point game, you know, and it's. But I tell you what, though, what you're seeing out there kind of reminds you of what you see like in a Miami Dolphin game with the misters out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it does. But it's not that hot, though.
No, but it's like if the entire football field was turned into a mister.
Cannington, Tuesday, September 24th at the Aquatic Center. Come get your splash on.
So after the timeout, Bruins come out. They are 2nd down and 8 from their own 22. Minute 35 left to go in the third quarter. Hadjusek will give it to Jackson. Comes up the middle. A nice adjustment there by Benedetti to blow the play up. He does gain another 3 yards to make a 3rd and 5. But Jackson looked like he had a bigger hole than it turned out he did. Benedetti made a good open field tackle.
Did a great job. And once again, I got to ask Vinny what this new stunt is here with Cam Careswell coming up the middle.
Yeah. You say that like Cam can't play middle linebacker if he wants to. Here is Jackson. He'll get a first down up the middle. That time, Careswell actually ran right by.
He did.
It's one of those things where, you know, sometimes you see that happen on a pass play. This was on a run blitz. And he ran right by the run and actually created the hole by just running away from it.
He sure did.
So that'll be good for about 6-7 yards. You needed 5. 1st and 10 from the 31. We're down under a minute left to go, about 45 seconds in the quarter. Again, Rockbridge not really seeming too sure of themselves as far as the play, and then we get a movement. I think that was the center.
Center again.
Yeah, Bauer just kind of flinched. And it'll cost them 5 yards, make a 1st and 15.
Flag on the play.
Got an exciting game of college football tonight. Number 10, Utah at USC.
Okay.
And it is 7-14 USC.
Okay. Does that mean 14-7?
No, it says 7-14.
Well, wouldn't that mean?
So I'm saying 7 for Utah,
And
14.
Okay.
U-
So
Here,
would
let
be
me-
14-7
you want me to explain this to
USC.
you?
Yeah. High snap, pull down,
Ooh,
Hedgesek, and it was batted down. Good play there. I believe that was Glasgow.
No, that was Cam Carswell.
Was it Carswell?
Yeah, sure was.
Again, it's hard to tell
It is.
between the 9 and the 8. But either way, one of them did it.
Yeah.
And broke the play up, so it'll be a 2nd and 15.
So, Brad Barrows, did you get a little wet out there, brother? Did you get a little wet out there? Is that why you're in here?
2nd and 15 from the shotgun. Hedgesek will
Oh,
hand off up the
man.
middle. Jackson. He was able to play off of an initial hit, pushing the pile forward all the way down to about the 38.
When are they going to call that?
Where they push from behind and push the file forward. Blockers are not allowed to,
But it looks like
move
they
the
are.
file. I mean, that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
That's going to end the 3rd quarter of play. It's been a good quarter for the Titans. The Bruins did get on the board, but since then, it's been 3 straight touchdowns for Lee Summit West. They lead it 35-7, 12 minutes football left to go. Back with the 4th quarter after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit Area High School athletics.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium here in Lee Summit. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Mame, Lee Summit West and Columbia Rockbridge. As we start the 4th quarter of play, it says rain starting in 16 minutes on my AccuWeather forecast. But we're getting mist coming along anyway. 3rd down and short. Toss. Jackson, he'll get a 1st down. Hit and able to get across the 45 to near midfield.
Tackle on the play by number 8, Taven Glasgow. Number 9.
Just shy of the midfield stripe. Titans do still have all of their ones in there, in case you're wondering, with a 28-point lead, 35-7 our score as we enter this 4th quarter.
See those cameras flashing. I think it's lightning.
Don't say that, because with this officiating crew, they could send us off for camera flashes. It's a give to Jackson with some running room on the left side. He's forced out of bounds as he gets across midfield down to the Titan 47. It'll be a pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5 from there. Stops the clock with 11:20 left to go. You have made this trip the other direction to Columbia. You think that we could write off any of what's going on tonight to, bus lag or whatever from having to make the trip?
Well, I did notice that they brought the yellows.
Yep.
Instead of the
coaches. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
2nd down and 5.
And it was warm this afternoon.
It's a give to Jackson. This time, good coverage for the Titans on that front line, led by Basil. They'll pick up about a half a yard, set up a 3rd down and a long 4 or a short 5. This time the clock running under 11 minutes left to go. I would say going into this game, I expected the Titans were going to win it, but I don't know that I expected it to be this much of a blowout.
I didn't. I thought it was going to be a little closer.
And I don't think Rockbridge did either, for that matter. I mean, like I said, they were 0-3 coming in, but they had played some really tough opponents and played them relatively close, in some cases anyway. Back to throw, and Hadjasek, and jumping the route, Glasgow. He broke it up, intended for Mooney. Almost came up for that interception, but didn't quite get it.
Pass incomplete. Broken up by number 6, Jerome Grace.
Was that Grace or was that? I thought that was Glasgow.
I don't know. That's
again 6'8" and 9 all look about the same. I'm pretty sure that was. Actually, now that I get a better look at it, I have no idea.
8.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's Glasgow.
4th and 4. They're gonna go ahead and punt, trailing by 28. And this time with the wind at his back, the kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Frederickson will just let it bounce.
Touchback.
And the Titans will take over at the 20. And that was a score punt more than anything else. Down 28 in the fourth quarter, you just kick it away. Tell you what, with the rains on the way and whatever, it wouldn't bother me a bit to get a quick score and get that clock going.
That would be great.
You never want to feel like you're running up the score against anybody.
No.
But, like I said, in this situation, although I do wonder, again, with a 28-point lead in the fourth quarter, if rain really did come with lightning and all that other stuff that came with it, whether they would pull the trigger pretty quick and say we're just done.
I would say.
I would hope. Here's Surratt on the carry, up about 5 yards to the 25.
Jackson Surratt on the carry.
And it'll be second down from there. Keeps the clock moving with 10 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in regulation time. Pistol formation with Twins on the left. It's going to be Surratt again, looking for running room on the left side. He looked like lost his footing as he got hit at about the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for maybe a yard and set up a 3rd and 4. That's the one thing about this mist, is it may create some kind of slick conditions out there.
Especially on the turf.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Tackle play by number 58.
Down under 9.5 minutes left to go on this 3rd down and a long 4. We'll see if they keep it on the ground here. Twins on the left. H-back to the, on the right. H-backs to the right as well. They toss it to Surratt. He'll cut up inside and be about 2 yards shy of a first down.
Play by number 23, Jackson Surratt.
Set up a 4th down in a punting situation. And Sammy Cooper is going to be kicking it into a pretty strong wind.
Pretty conservative right there, Joe.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I would have liked to see him get the points and get the clock running, but this has kept the clock running anyway.
But you said it last week, a couple weeks ago.
If you're going to do that, why not just put the 2s in?
No, why aren't you milking the clock?
Oh. Yeah, why not waiting until...
Right.
Yeah, and they still haven't learned that, it doesn't seem like. Finally get their players on the field. Cooper standing back at his own 14. Gets a low snap. There is a flag off.
Not a good punt.
No, like I said, into a pretty strong wind, and then it hit one of the Titans right in the helmet. That was Chase Hammond that it hit. So they'll mark it where it hit him, or they should. Actually, they're not. They should. It's going to come back anyway. It's an illegal formation against the Titans. So actually, they should have the choice here to either make them re-kick it or take the 5 yards from the spot.
I would take the 5 yards.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see what they elect.
And see, watch where he's going to put the ball. He's already moved it.
Yeah. No, that was where it was supposed to be. They actually did a good job on this one, because it should have been where it hit him. They originally put the ball down at the 49, and it should have been about the 47, which was where it hit Hammond in the mask. And then they marched the 5 yards off from roughly the 48. So they've got the ball 1st and 10 on the Titan 43. Now one of the officials comes in.
Penalty was illegal formation on the Titans.
I imagine that what happened was that when that last player came in, either he didn't get all the way up to the front of the line, So he was off the line of scrimmage, giving us either 5 guys in the back or not covering somebody up, or somebody else had moved off the line, not realizing he wasn't there and never moved back. They're actually going to decline the penalty. So my guess is that referee must have come in and told the other referee, it was the side judge who came in and must have said that they don't have that option, that they either need to make him re-kick it or they have to decline the penalty.
Just take it right there.
And they chose to decline the penalty. In the NFL, you would have the option to do what I said, but I should say high school doesn't always have it. Run to the left side. Big hit as Jackson just ran right over Grace.
That was a hit.
Yeah, knocked him right on his butt.
Yeah, he did.
Number 26, Bryce Jackson.
Stayed in bounds. Good run down to the Titan 31-yard line.
Play by number 90, Gavin Force.
They'll stop the clock to move the chains, but it gets going with now 8:10 left to go and running here in this fourth quarter of play. Titans on top 35-7. Basically, both teams just trying to run this out. Rockbridge, I imagine, wants to get in the buses and go home.
Go home.
Ooh. High snap. The Hadjasek lost the handle, grabbed it right before he was taken down, ran right into the combination of Basil and Carswell.
Man,
they got lucky there
all night long.
Well, and keep in mind that ball is probably a little slick at this point because it's picking up a little moisture. And, the funny thing is that a really wet ball can actually be easier to handle than the one that's got a little mist on it. And I apologize. That was not Hadjasek. They have brought in Nathan Dent for this series to play quarterback, number 11. It was Hadjasek up until now. Looks like Dent in. He's going to drop back and now run it up the middle. I don't know if Hadjasek if there was any injury. I'm trying to take a look along the sidelines to see if he's just standing up or if they just decided to give this guy a little bit of Friday night time at this point in the game. I'd say that's probably the more likely explanation.
Yeah, he's
Wesley Basil.
I don't see Hadjasek, though. Not so far, but I also don't see him being attended to either.
Third down, Bruins. Let's make some noise, Titan fans.
So it'll be third down and about 4. Play clock's running out. It's down to 2. I think they're going to get a delay of game here. Yeah, they are. Unless they call timeout. No, they called timeout right at the last second with 6:20 left to go. I'm surprised the officials didn't call the water timeout right then.
Jeez.
Well, you give me a chance to search. There's Hadjasek on the sideline. He does have his helmet off, but he's standing there. It doesn't look like he's in any distress or anything like that. So again, I imagine they're just giving this kid a little bit of Friday night time. Yeah, he's a sophomore, 5'11", 160, Nathan Dent. And they've basically been running the ball even though they're down 28 points. So again, there's no way to know for sure that they're doing that. He could be hurt and they're doing it because they don't want this guy throwing the ball. But I'd say it's more likely that it's just score oriented.
I would say.
And like I said, they know they're not going to win, and they just as soon get on the road back to Columbia as soon as possible, I would imagine. Man in motion is Mooney, and it is a quarterback keeper, Dent. And he'll get about 2 on the 3rd and 5 and set up a 4th down, and I imagine they'll be going for it here.
Number 11, Nathan Dent.
There's just a quarterback sweep there. Wasn't really an option or anything like that. Boy, they're going to send in their kicking unit. They do have the wind at the back, so they're going to go for a 41-yard field goal. This feels like, let's see if he can kick it this far.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does in terms of we know we're not going to win, but we've got the win at our back, and let's see whether or not Norris can get a good boot in. It'll technically be from 40 yards out. The kick is up. He had plenty of leg, and it's good. So 5:33 left to go in regulation time. 35-10 our score. We'll take a break and come back for the kickoff. Coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backcourt Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News and World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium in Lee Summit. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Bain, Lee Summit West, and Rockbridge. And Columbia getting 3 more points to climb to within 25. It's 35-10 for the Titans.
And the crowd is thinning out, Joel.
5.5 minutes. Mist is coming across the field, but now AccuWeather says rain starting in 74 minutes. I told you the rain that was coming our direction was dissipating.
Yes.
And it really did. It melted away into nothing. We are getting that mist coming across, but there's really nothing coming through. Kickoff is a squib kick, and it will go into the end zone. Interesting play.
Titan football on the 20.
5:33 left to go in this one as the Titans will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. Ahead of Columbia Rockbridge, 35-10 is our score. Once again, the Titans have been the dominant team throughout this game. But it was really only in the third quarter that they were able to put up those 3 touchdowns and turn a 14-0 halftime lead into a 35-7 fourth quarter start.
Yeah, it looks like they've pulled the number ones for the Titans.
Yep, we are seeing the backups in at this point, including, well, Surratt's been in the game before along with Wilson, but he gets the call here on 1st down and doesn't get much, back up to the 20. As we're seeing Tristan Keeney, taking over for Sammy Cooper at the quarterback position.
Tackled by several Bruins.
For the most part, they still have their starters in here and there, but we're seeing some subs in for Rockbridge as well. But yeah, for the Titans, all the way, the front 5 are all brand new. And like I said, with the exception of Surratt, pretty much this is a new offense. As Keeney will hand off to Surratt again, left tackle. This time he gets across the 22, about the 24. It'll pick up 4 yards and set up a 3rd down and 6. Clock running with 4:38 left to go in regulation time. The thing about that field goal, to make it, instead of a 28-point lead, a 25-point lead for the Titans, is it removes any incentives that the Titans had to get another touchdown and get the clock moving.
Clock running.
Because at this point, even if they scored a touchdown, they would not be to that magic 35-point lead. We'll see if they throw it here on 3rd down and about 7. Instead, it's a toss sweep. Surratt looking for room on the left side. He's forced out of bounds as he gets about a 4-yard loss on the play. We'll see where they put the ball down, but it's going to be about the 21, and the Titans will punt. Clock is running with 3:50 left to go in regulation time. Sammy Cooper, the quarterback, does come back out to punt the ball away. He'll be standing on his own
9
8
players.
Well,
here's 10. I get one more.
There's the Coble is the last guy coming in. Play clock is down at 4 seconds. And the Titans are going to have to call timeout.
Titans.
Well, the good news is if you have to do it, this is the game to do it in. They burned their first timeout with 3:24 left to go in regulation time and a 35-10 lead. So all this sets up a pretty good game next week as the Titans will travel up to the Northland and play Staley. Staley in Class 5, but they have been a strong program. They obviously still are. And we'll see what happens next week. But obviously this Titan team, after the first week against Park Hill, has really come on with what eventually will be their third straight victory here tonight. And every one of them has been in pretty convincing fashion.
Yes, they have been putting it together. Next week will be their next big challenge.
Seeing if I can check on that Staley score. By the way, Liberty North and Liberty is now a final 14-3 North over Liberty.
Wow.
So Liberty North putting together a pretty good season themselves, although. So Staley Park Hill South 30-21 in the third quarter is the latest I have. Snap comes to Cooper. Gets a pretty good boot into this one, kicking into a pretty strong win. Fair catch called for and made by Mooney just across the midfield stripe at his own 47. And the Bruins will take over there 1st and 10 with only 3:18 left to go. And like I said, with a trip to Columbia staring them in the face tonight, and even though they're trailing by only 25, it seems like they're content to just run the clock out as much as the Titans are.
I'd like to know who they have next week.
Not sure, to be honest. It is kind of amazing to see them drop to 0-4. They may be the best 0-4 team in the state. I will say that they did not play as well tonight as I thought they were going to. The Titans were actually pretty dominant, but a question about that is, does that mean the Titans have become a more dominant team? Because they have looked dominant the last 3 weeks. The thing is that, against Fort Osage and then against Blue Springs South, you expected them to be relatively dominant.
Yeah, and then to play Rockhurst to 2 points.
Rockbridge earlier this year. So we know they have the capability, although that was the first game of the year, if I recall correctly. And so, sometimes that's just indicative of it not really being a strong, some sort of an injury on the far side of the field right now. Or it was actually a problem with the chain marker. I think the chain came loose. So they fixed that. And get the play going. 1st and 10 from the 47 for Rockbridge. And it is a run. Jackson on left tackle will pick up about 2. We still see Nathan Dent in the game. He took over for Grant Hadjisek about a series ago. We don't believe that Hadjisek was injured. He's standing over on the sideline and doesn't seem to be in any pain. We think that after the Titans got a 28-point lead in this game, they just decided to give Dent a little bit of Friday night time. Sophomore quarterback. He's, I don't know that he's thrown the ball yet. I don't think so. He ran it a couple times. Mostly it's just been handoffs, even though they are trailing in the game. The give again to Bryce Jackson up the middle.
No, I think you're right. I think they want to run this clock down and get out of here.
It seems pretty obvious. Pickup of 3. It'll set up a 3rd down about 4. There is an injury on the field, though, that will stop the clock. It's one of the Rockbridge linemen. Can't see a number. Unfortunately, the officials are blocking my view. But he's laying right on his stomach. I'm not sure exactly what it is that's bothering him. That's probably not a very good sign.
No.
2:25 left to go in regulation time. 3rd and 4 coming up here for Rockbridge.
Yeah. Columbia Rockbridge has got a crosstown rival
next
week.
They do. Okay, so they played Battle earlier, and now they're going to play Hickman.
14.
It's Daniel Forte who was injured on the play. They pull him up, and he's walking off under his own power, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it is a great sign. Whenever he lays still on your belly, it just scares you.
They have him listed at 5'10", 210. Does that look accurate to you?
No.
I think he might have had a meal or two since then.
I'd say 250, 260.
At least. Did you ever do that, play with the stats on your roster?
No.
Give people different impressions?
Nope. Because honestly, the colleges are going to come in and say, you liar.
Twins on either side on the 3rd down and 4 play. Back to throw. Dent over the middle. Incomplete.
Threw a nice ball.
It wasn't a bad ball, but it wasn't very on target.
No.
Unfortunately, it was a seam route going down that right seam.
But Joel, don't forget, he's been sitting on the sideline for
that was his first pass of the game.
3.5 quarters.
It'll set up a 4th down and a punting situation, apparently. Sean Hamilton is also listed as a backup quarterback. He's a senior, 5'9", 180, but I guess
they want to build for the future.
Yeah. He's standing at his own 39 to punt this away with the wind at his back. Seeing less of that misting coming down now, but still a pretty good wind, and they didn't even cover it, and this ball is going to go into the end zone. The Titans did not send anybody back to field that, but caught a break as it just went right into the end zone. With 2:02 left to go, this will serve as our 2-minute warning. Did you ever wish there was a 2-minute warning in high school football when you were coaching?
No. No.
Help us keep our spectacular.
Let's get the damn thing over with.
Well, that is what they seem to be trying to do here.
Well, do they have enough time to eat out Victory O?
Well, we'll see what they do. No, it doesn't look like they're coming out in that formation. Titans, as we mentioned, have their JV team on the field right now, basically, with Tristan Keeney in the pistol formation. And a give up the middle. It is Surratt. He'll wind his way up across the 20 to about the 23.
24, Brock.
And another Rockbridge player is slow in getting up. One of their linebackers, it looks like to me. So again, they'll stop the clock to have him attend to, I'm guessing, a shoulder or an arm, maybe a wrist, from the way he is writhing around on the ground a little bit. He was rolling a bit.
Yeah, that gets me.
Now he's pushing himself up. Still trying to catch the number. I thought it might have been 15, but that would be Sean Hamilton, and that's not normally a position of his, so I'm guessing it's not the right number. Maybe it's Issam, I don't know. The clock is stopped at the moment. It is Issam. Andrew Issam, the middle linebacker. He's up on his feet, but still hunched over a little bit. Maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him or something. Hard to say.
It is hard to say.
They should get the clock going, though, once they put the ball in play. 2nd down and 7 for the Titans. Ball on their own 23. Down to 1:45 and counting here in regulation time. Titans on top 35-10 over Columbia Rockbridge. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm here on Titan football. Tristan Keeney from the pistol formation. And again, a give up the middle to Surratt. Tries to force his way up near the 25. Not much further than that. This game started with a 99-yard kickoff touchdown return by Brock Coble. The Titans got off to an early start, but it stayed 7-0 for an awfully long time. And halftime, there was only one touchdown by the Titan offense, so it was 14-0 at half. But the third quarter, Rockbridge came out, drove down the field, scored a touchdown to make it 14-7. And then it's been all Titans since then.
It has been.
45 seconds left to go. 3rd down play. And a give to Surratt, trying to get around the left side this time. Finds a hole. Can he get a first down? He can. And that's going to do it for this one. They'll probably have to snap the ball maybe one more time, if that. No, I'm not sure they will. Yeah, they will. By the time they move the chains and restart the clock.
They've got to restart there it is.
They are going to make him kneel down once, I would imagine. There's a 20-second on the play clock, 25 or so on the game clock, but this should be the last play. They're not actually in kneel down formation, but that's what he should do, and he does. Take a knee, and that's going to do it. Clock down at 12 seconds, but it's going to count down, and the Lee Summit West Titans about to go to 3-1 on the season. They defeat Columbia Rockbridge in a 35-10 final here at Titan Stadium in Lee Summit West.
Final score, Titans 35, Bruins 10.
So a 21-point third quarter, really helping the Titans establish themselves in this one. At the time, it was a 35-7 lead, and they ride it out for a 35-10 victory. We'll go ahead and take a break. Come back with post-game coming up after this. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Today is a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to have this opportunity to come together as a team. Everyone knows KC is on the rise, but what they don't know is we're just getting started. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
Cryotherapy is an amazing recovery tool for athletes at all levels, and KC Cryo in Lee Summit has the latest technology for athletes to recover in a quick and natural way. 3 minutes and a state-of-the-art nitrogen-cooled cryo chamber helps aid muscle soreness, joint pain, raises energy levels, and more. KC Cryo also offers Normatec compression therapy, which massages sore muscles and joints to get toxins and lactic acid flushed out. Recover quicker at KC Cryo in Lee Summit, just off 50 Highway between Chipman and 3rd, next to Genesis.
When it comes to SUVs, nothing beats Honda. U.S. News & World Report's best SUV brand 4 years in a row, including the 2019 Honda Pilot, one of the millions of Hondas built here in America since 1982. Or the 2019 CR-V, a crossover car and driver calls a better value than the RAV4. And right now, get Pilot with 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. For more offers, visit kchondadealers.com today.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
Gear up for back to sport at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Boehm, Lee Summit West, and Columbia Rockbridge. And the Titans defeating the Bruins tonight, 35-10 the final score in this one. And again, the final probably not even at a 35-10 win, was not even descriptive enough of how dominant the Titans really were in this game. It was not a contest.
No, it wasn't. Not the contest that you and I both thought that this was going to be. Like you said in the pregame, the best 3-0 team, 0-3 team coming in. And I tell you what, I don't know if it was that bus lag down I-70 or what, but they did not impress me very much.
Nope. We do have some numbers for you from the second half.
We got just second half stats right now. We had a little problem in the first half, but just in the second half, total offense, 283 for Lee Summit West, 194 for Columbia Rockbridge.
Again, a little misleading. They had one good drive in the third quarter.
And, number of plays just in the second half, 46 for Lee Summit West, 36 for Columbia Rockbridge. Passing was 107, Lee Summit West, 30 for Columbia Rockbridge. Rushing was 176, Lee Summit West, 164. And remember, guys, this is all just stats from the second half. We had malfunction in the first half, but I'm sure you can go on to Preps KC and be able to catch all the total. Go down to Sammy Cooper in the second half, had 11 attempts for 9 completions for 11 attempts, so 107, 1 touchdown.
Not bad completion percentage there. 9 out of 11.
Rushing, Wilson once again 19 for 90 yards. That's not bad. Sammy was 4 for 36. Baggett was 1 for 20. Surratt was 8 for 19. And
So
Coble was 3 for 11.
Would you be happy if I said that Central ended up losing 76-12?
To Odessa?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, because Central was also the Boonville team. That's
Yes,
why I
I know.
But no.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I was out visiting Mark Thomas. I delivered some stuff to him today, and he just said that they needed to pick up a team week 4, and they were the only ones available. He didn't want to go a bye week in week 4 because he thinks that week 4 is one of the most important weeks in high school football.
You know, I was looking at some of the scores from tonight, and we do have some surprises, I think. One that's not really a surprise is Rockhurst and Blue Springs South. 35-0 is the final there. The Hawklets on top of the Jaguars. Over on the Kansas side, some interesting scores. Piper beats Atchison 40-6. Leavenworth over Basel Linwood 41-30 late in the fourth there. Bishop Miege 35-10 over Mill Valley in the third quarter. Blue Valley 31-13 over Blue Valley Southwest. That is also a third quarter score. St. Thomas Aquinas taking it to Blue Valley Northwest 55-16 there. That is the third quarter score. And Blue Valley West beats St. James Academy 10-7. Bonner Springs 35-21 over Spring Hill. But one of the ones that stuck out at me when I was looking was the Fort Osage score. They were playing North Kansas City. North Kansas City, the Hornets, 38-21. That's a final to beat Fort O.
Well, I talked to the coach from North Kansas City earlier this year at one of the Chiefs games, and he said that they were going to be pretty good this year again.
He was right. Platte County beats Grain Valley 18-17.
That one shocks me.
Columbia Battle over Harrisonville 30-16, a final there. Interestingly, Lawrence was down by a couple of touchdowns to Gardner Edgerton. Gardner Edgerton's a good team. And Lawrence High School now leading in that game 35-34, about just underway in the fourth quarter. Told you there was some surprising scores. Here's another surprising score. Not a surprising outcome, but a surprising score. Blue Springs did win over Lee Summit, but 23-20 was the final in that game. Because Blue Springs had a pretty decent lead in that one. Park Hill does defeat Lee Summit North. 10-3 was the final there.
And Lee Summit North has never beat Park Hill. Talked to one of their parents today.
Didn't do it this year either.
Nope.
Liberty North, we mentioned already, 14-3 win over Liberty. Let's see. The Staley score is now a final, 37-21 over Park Hill South. Now that's a good victory, but at the same time, Park Hill South is a team that Staley should win and should have beaten probably even a little more convincingly than that.
Right.
So I don't want to, obviously, the Titans to be too, confident going up to Staley to play them. And that was a home game for them this week as well. But they definitely look like a team that is beatable, certainly. We always seem to have good games with Staley, though, don't we? Ray-Pec beats Belton 49-0 the final there, and that's not surprising.
No.
Raytown over William Chrisman 28-0. Smithville beats Ray South 40. They're winning 43-8. That's, according to this, a second quarter score.
Well, I tell you, Smithville is pretty good this year.
Shawnee Mission East, after losing to Lawrence High last week, beats Olathe Northwest 33-8. Free State with a 59-13 win over Shawnee Mission North. Shawnee Mission South beats Lansing 24-8 over on the Kansas side. Olathe North 30-10 over Shawnee Mission West. Did we get an update on the Boonville game?
48-7.
They allowed some points.
California.
They allowed points. Boy, Boonville, they should just give it up.
Oh, man, that's on fire right there.
All right, well, we had to give you your Boonville update before we called it a day. We do have a player of the game to decide on tough one from today because there was just really good performances all the way around. There was very little to complain about today.
No, you're right.
I feel like it would, it would be nice to pick somebody on the defensive side because we haven't done that yet this year. But I'm not sure exactly who you...
I would say, if anything...
Carswell?
Carswell's a good one. I'd say the interior...
We're not allowed to do that. It's nepotism.
I'd say the interior defensive line.
Like I said, I thought last week we could have given it to the front seven, and we could again this week as well.
And if we give it to the front seven, then Cam Carswell's in there.
Yeah, he would be. I like
it. I like the choice.
How about giving it to Coble for the, for the opening?
That is, for a little sophomore step in like that. That's nice.
Running a 99. I mean, that one, I can tell you for an absolute fact that if at the absolute worst ties the record for the longest run back for the Titans because you couldn't go any longer than that.
Yeah, or if not, that's the record.
It's got to be. I don't remember anybody else doing it from 99 yards out.
No.
We've had plenty of long returns over the years.
But nothing like that.
But yeah, that was, literally within inches of being a touchback.
Was untouched.
Yeah, the whole way. So maybe you could give it to the whole special teams unit because we had some pretty good other special teams runs as well. I don't know. It's tough to really narrow it down because
I tell you what, I think you're right. I think the front seven defensively.
It's not to say that the offense because you could. I thought Cardell had probably his best game of the year today. Some of the catches he made. Baggett, you could definitely make a case for him,
even though his yardage didn't show it.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We had malfunctions.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, all right. So we'll go with the front seven and call it a night. 35-10 is the final score here as the Titans move to 3-1 on the season, with the lone loss coming to Park Hill in the opening week. So we'll see if
19-6
they can keep it going. We'll be off on the road to Staley next week. Friday night game. We hope you could join us at Staley, but if you can't, you can always tune it in right here at lswradio.com or 810varsity.com. For Coach Royce Boehm and our executive producer Mark Files, our two interns as well. Joel Becker here from Titan Stadium saying good night. The final score for the final time, 35-10, Titans over the Bruins. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.